Beats Planet.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's crack-a-lacking? It's been a minute. It's been a smooth minute. What's good, y'all? Listen, I'm fresh off the road. Natchez, Mississippi. The vacation was dope. I ain't even unpacked my bags yet. All I did was finish my Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich with the hash joints. And all I wanted to do was get on this microphone and do work for y'all. I could be celebrating New Year's in some sort of fashion, but I'd rather be hard at work with y'all. It's Cowboy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. In typical Cowboy Monday fashion, I'm going to hit you with my thoughts, my analysis on the game. Dad had Lombardi. I also opened up the phone lines and the chat boxes for y'all because I want y'all to get off. We haven't done live streams in a while. Well, it's the holidays. What you want me to do? It's been a while since I've done one of these officially. So the phone lines are absolutely open because I want to hear what y'all got to say as I adjust my levels. Before we get into this, though, I want to take time out to fuss because it's going to be a long show. I want to take my time out to fuss. Let me just ask y'all this, though. What is your motivation for being a Cowboys fan? It's a Cowboys show, so I'm asking Cowboys. I saw some non-Cowboys people in the chat box, so y'all can play along too. But I'm in particular talking about my family, about my fan base. What in particular drives you to be a Cowboy fan? You know, and that can be a very layered discussion. Very, very layered discussion. Some people will, they'll go to family. Some people will say, "Oh, I've been a Cowboys fan since 70-something. This, that, da da da, boom, boom, boom. I like the colors." Whatever the hell your reasoning is for liking a Cowboys fan, that's what we all have in common. We love the team. We don't like the team. We love the team. And when you think about what we root for sports teams for, we root for the journey, right? There's a reason why when you play Madden and it's on rookie and you got all 99 players, it gets boring after a while, There's a reason why you pick up the NCAA football game and you don't just go pick Alabama to do dynasty mode. No. It'll get boring after a while. That's why you play on the highest difficulty settings. That's why you go and pick obscure state and build their dynasty, because the journey means so much to you. I'm saying this to say, losing and hard times come with being a fan. I'm a Cowboys fan that was born in 92. I'm a Cowboy fan by de facto. My family is Cowboys or Saints. I had a choice kind of sort. I rode the Cowboys. So by the time I was an adult football fan, I didn't get a chance to see the glory days. So I haven't really seen glorious Cowboys football. But there's something about the journey that makes this thing marvelous. We in this for the win. We in this for the good feeling of it. We're in this for the positivity. We're here because we want the team that we started day one. We're here because we want that team to do great things so we can celebrate with them. So we can say, "Oh, I'm a fan of that team. They're winning. I was with them when they weren't winning." Okay, there's something to say if you were a Patriots fan that's been a Patriots fan since '03, '01. That don't really hold weight with me. You know what I mean? Or if you're a Saints fan that's been a Saints fan since '06, whatever. But it says something to go through a hard time and build through a team. The non-bandwagon shit. It's something about that makes this thing glorious. If you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I'm not a fan of them because I'm a Cowboys fan. But if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, your team has been trashed for years. But they're the defending Super Bowl champions, and it must have felt great for them. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm a 26-year-old Cowboys fan. I've never rooted for a team in which they've won a Super Bowl. I haven't got mine yet. Hopefully we get it this year. But those Eagles fans that have been trashed for years, that Super Bowl celebration meant so much to them because they've been trashed for years. And when they finally win, they got a reason to celebrate. That celebration different because they've been trashed for years, and that celebration is different. The Cowboys have been obscure for 20 plus years. I'm 26. I ain't seen no rings for real, for real. I was born, but I ain't seen them for real, for real. Cowboys have been obscure for 20 plus years. And we go through this journey, and we've been trash, and we finally see wins, and all we can think of, not all of us though, you know who I'm talking about. Not necessarily us, not necessarily the people in this chat box, because I really feel like people that sub to my channel have a higher degree of sense. They have a higher degree of logic and not being so emotional. We finally get a good thing going, and we're complaining about incomplete passes. We finally get a good thing going, and all we can think about is the offseason. Who are we drafting next year? Who are we trying to fire? That's all we can think about. And I'm like, fuck, what happened to the journey? And you know the Cowboys fans I'm talking about. We're in this thing to have wins and to celebrate wins. We get W's, and you know that section of Cowboys fans to where all they want to do after a W is point a goddamn finger. And you'll hear them say things like, oh, Voch, you're not a real fan if you can't be critical of my team. I'm critical of my team. I run a channel that is based around being critical of my team. But when we win, I want to enjoy the win. I don't immediately in the middle of the fourth quarter say who should or should not be a part of this thing next year. That is some wild shit to me because we're in this thing for W's. And it's hard to get W's in this league. And God damn it, we got 10 of them. But all they seem to care about is getting Linehan about the paint. Oh, these coaches got fired today. Maybe they're trying to take Chris Richard. Let's fire Rod Marinelli so we can promote Chris Richard. What happened to the W? It's crazy. There seems to be this stigma that the Cowboys are expected to be great. I do draft content for my new subscribers or whatever. I do plenty of draft content. So I come into contact with all types of fan bases, not just Cowboys fan bases. And boy, you should hear how proud Browns fans are to not be obscure because they've gone through so much trash that when they work themselves into a small glimmer of positivity, they enjoy that shit. And it's not that you're mediocre because you're praising a 7-win season, but it's like, damn, where could we be? We're in this for the win. People want us to lose because they want Garrett gone. That's the opposite of how we should be thinking. People complain about our quarterback, but damn it, Matt Ryan don't play football this week. Cam Newton don't play football this week. Aaron Rodgers does not play football this week. Kirk Cousins threw for 4,900 yards. He goes to a new team. The shit don't work. He does not play football this week. But we seem to have a kid that does not, he does not fold when we need him. Regardless of who we playing against. Oh, it's just the Giants. Voch. He's done the shit versus the Eagles. He's done the shit versus the Steelers. He's done the shit versus the Ravens. He's been clutch his entire NFL career. 10 wins this year in a league where 5 wins is hard. We got 10. And we trying to get rid of the kid? We trying to cut the kid? That's crazy. It's crazy to me. I remember when Campo got up out the paint and we brought in Wade Phillips. Bill Parcells. We celebrated for a little bit. Till we got complacent. I didn't want to fire. They want to fire Bill Parcells, right? They want to fire him. Bring in Wade Phillips. Oh, we excited about Wade Phillips till he becomes trash. Then we finally win with Jason Garrett. We finally win ball games with Jason Garrett, and they trying to get Jason up out the paint, which is wild to me. We have a thing that works. We have a quarterback that is clutch, that is the second most winning quarterback since he's been in the league, who is tough, who takes hits and he gets back up, and he's learning this shit on the fly. Boy, I was watching Dak play yesterday, and it seems like he got back comfortable with his legs. It seems like he's starting to redirect people downfield now. How many times did he hard count Giants jump off sides and we hit them for like a free play? We didn't necessarily connect on all the free plays, but Dak can do that stuff now. He's only getting better. Good luck trying to teach Matt Stafford how to be clutch. Best arm talent in the world. Matt Stafford can throw this bitch from here to San Antonio. From Houston. Teach him how to be clutch. Dak Prescott got all you need except the things that come with time as playing as an NFL quarterback. Dak needs to go through his progressions quicker. He'll learn that. You learn that by playing the game. Dak needs to throw with anticipation. He does, but it'll get better the more he plays the game. He needs to sense pressure a little better. Sure, he does. But good luck teaching. I keep going back to Matt Stafford. Good luck teaching Joe Flacco how to be intangible leader guy. Good luck to you. Not to say Joe Flacco ain't intangible leader guy, I don't know. But good luck to you. Good luck trying to figure something out, trying to make something work. Good luck trying to take Case Keenum and figure this thing out. Good luck to you. So I'm partly here to fuss at those Cowboys fans for being ass, trash, wood. But I'm here to celebrate these 10 wins that are incredibly hard to come by. I know OG Pat is here to celebrate 10 wins. I know Nene is here to celebrate 10 wins. I know TT April is here to celebrate 10 wins. Law Nation and Juan Wick is here to celebrate 10 wins. Voch Lombardi is here to celebrate 10 goddamn wins. God damn it. Play it again. Feed us. Man, I'm proud of my damn quarterback. Phone lines are open right now. 515-739-1285. The access code is 309104. You heard it from my voice. It's on the screen somewhere. It's in the description. Damn, I'm proud of my quarterback, bro. People want to, give Jason Garrett a hard time about whatever it is that you would like to give Jason Garrett a hard time about. Whatever, cool. Do your thing. Do your thing. Be mad at Jason Garrett. But I think it's a dope coaching move for him to take the risk of playing his guys. Put Dak Prescott in I think it was a mind game, really. You making Dak think that there's adversity here. Dak, you're going to start today, but you're not going to have your left tackle. You're not going to have your right guard. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have your star running back. It's you and the offense. Okay? But at the same time, Dak Prescott, we're in a game that really doesn't matter. It'll be dope if we win it. And I would like for you to win it. But I want you to try shit out. I want you to do some things you've never done before. I want you to be a tad bit more aggressive. Why? Because the game really doesn't matter today. But on that same token, man, we saw Dak do some shit he ain't been doing. You know what I mean? We saw Dak trying things out on the fly, and we saw our quarterback grow. We saw little man's grow a little bit. You know what I mean? Not only the things that we talked about earlier, but, man, what happens if we don't have Zeke? What happens if our offensive line is, even more compromised? Somebody was like, why would you play Dak and all the starters ain't there? Dak been getting sacked with the starters in there, so let him fly. Let him fly. There's a lot of people that feel like momentum doesn't exist, like scientifically, momentum doesn't exist. But confidence is real. Confidence is real. If I go into a fight, okay, we all seen the movie Friday. We seen the movie Friday. Debo was a bully, but he wasn't really trying to put hands on people till he knocked Craig out. Who else wants some? Who else wants some of Debo? When he knocked Red, when he knocked Red out, he was like, "You want some too, old man?" We only see Debo get braggadocious when he knocks people out. That's momentum. I'm confident now. I'm confident to a point to where, hey, I just knocked out Craig. I just choked out Craig. I just knocked out Red. Now what? My energy is up here. My confidence is up here. So when we look at young Rain Dakota Prescott, sure, young Rain Dakota Prescott could have sat this thing out. But it says so much about going into a playoff game, right? Going into a playoff game, just coming off of a nasty game-winning drive versus the Giants, making one of the nastiest throws you've ever made in your career. You seem to make all your biggest throws on the move this game. All the biggest throws Dak made kind of were on the move, redirecting people. That says something going into next week. So my man Dak's gonna go into next week like, I'm gonna start scrambling here. I'm gonna start doing this and there. I'm gonna start to point people out because that's what momentum is. It's confidence. It's poking your chest out. If I'm an offense coordinator and I connect on a long ball, momentum may not exist, but I feel like I could throw another long ball. I connected that one. Show me that look again. I'm going to throw it again. So I said all this to say this. Let me text my mother and tell her I love her. Let me text my mother and tell her I love her. She just wanted to make sure I made it home safely. Yes, I made it home safely, mother. Listen, I said all that to say Cowboy W by way of Dak Prescott without Ezekiel Elliott and people going to say it's the New York Giants, but the Giants beat Deshaun Watson this year. I don't care. By way of New York Giants, by way of 2-minute drill, by way of a 4th and 12 conversion, by way of one of the nastiest throws of the year to Cole Beasley in the back of the end zone, then having the gumption, having the balls to go for 2 because you ain't want to go overtime with them kids. And young Rain Dakota Prescott ass connected on the equal. Cut the guy there. I've said what I had to say in my opening statement. Don't be a goofy ass Cowboy fan that frowns in the face of celebration. I am going to get to these calls. Before I do that, though, let me pull up my OBS to make sure I'm in frame. Let me look y'all in the face when I do this. Before I get to these calls, I want to ask y'all, what your water tastes like today? Because we all know water tastes so much better on a Cowboy W Monday. The number is 515-739-1285, access code 309104. Let's get into these calls. Dez,
what's happening, Voch?
Dez, what's your water? Let me ask you, fam. What's your water taste like over there?
Man, it's tasting fabulous. It's tasting fantabulous. Boy, I am hydrated over here right now.
Fantabulous. Go ahead, man. React to the game, man. Hit me with your best shot.
First of all, you know, I agree with a lot of what you just said. If anything, all of what you just said, man. Mm-hmm. Been a Cowboys fan, born in 1989.
Okay.
So I was young when they had their little run, when they had their major run in the dynasty, but I remember. I appreciated it. I know when they won, my pops was happy, so I was happy. Mm-hmm. I've been a hater of teams because of that. I hated Deion Sanders until he came to us. I never forget we had the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, and we lost to the Panthers in like the division championship. Lost. I was supposed to go to the Super Bowl, didn't go. So I hated the Panthers until Cam Newton got there. But I digress. So I've survived the Tony Romo years, and I'm happy to see that we got somebody stable. And my reaction is this. I'm excited because I know how important momentum is. Played Division I football, went undefeated in the regular season in the FCS, and had a first-round bye, set a lot of our starters. And, of course, we got our ass kicked in the second round of playoffs. You know, everybody cold, everybody get hit in the mouth, don't know how to react. So to see Jason Garrett, he was playing with fire, not leaving back in the whole time, but he left him in, right? Roll the dice. Two things could happen. We win the game, we feel good, or you lose, and then you think, damn, I left my starter in the whole time, and we lost. Came up short.
But, man, you know it says something about the toughness of that of that quarterback, man. A lot of people have soft quarterbacks that are talented. It says something about the toughness of that kid in a game that don't matter to pull out the clutch card and win that thing in spectacular fashion. Go ahead.
Yes, it shows us that Dak Prescott is a winner. You say what you want about Dak. You know, you can say he's inaccurate. You can say that he don't have pocket presence, but you can't say he's not a winner. You can't say that he's not cool under pressure, right? You can't say he's not a competitor. He's a competitor. That's what we know about Dak. All right, so I'm excited about all of that. I am a little bit worried, I would say, about Dak and Amari. Because I left that game, I saw the frustration in Amari Cooper's eyes.
Yeah.
I saw that he was pressing a little bit, trying to make plays. That's how he got that fumble. You know, he's feeling like I'm not getting the deep ball. When Dak missed him on that double move, that sluggo, and he just, air melded and tried to adjust to it. Yeah. He walked back looking a little bit put off. Yeah. So the very next time he got his hands on the ball, he tried to make a play after, you run after the catch, ended up getting the fumble. We're going to need Amari. So I hope they get together, have a powwow, whatever they got to do to get that back on point. Did you notice that?
At least we live to fix it, though. We live to fix it.
Facts. And everybody's slights against Dak. Well, he can't do it without Zeke. His offensive line is the best ever. We're surviving off of that. Well, Dak did it without anybody. He did it he put it on himself. Yep. Him and Cole Beasley, basically. He made plays running out of the pocket. He showed people that, you know what? He can rise to the occasion to make the win.
Absolutely.
And that feeling right there is going to propel us through the playoffs. So I definitely agree with that, and I'm excited about that.
Appreciate it, Dez. Thanks for calling in, brother. Keep on drinking
Hey, man,
that water.
Hey, stay strong, baby.
Yes, sir. Salute. Y'all know we're going to drop a lot of film this week. I know there's a lot of people that are kind of touching on Cooper and his bad games as of late. That's what's supposed to happen. When Cooper came in, I was like, hey, this means nothing. Coop's going to have to prove himself. And he's proven himself, right? Now they're taking extra measures to stop Coop. Now we see Blake Jarwin getting off. Now we see Bees getting back active. We see Gallup making big catches. This was supposed to happen. Rod Smith ran the ball just fine yesterday. Cool. If we run against a team that stops Zeke and Coop, then we got a problem. But pick your poison. Famo. Let's get back to the phones, though. Kentwan from Memphis. What's up, bro?
I was man. You know what I'm saying? I had to call in. Hey, I got to say one thing. Come for this game.
Yeah.
I take away from that.
Yeah.
First of all, people don't understand.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper is getting bracket. They bracketing this man.
He getting
every
what?
Play.
He getting what?
He getting bracket coverage every play.
Yes, sir.
You know
Yes, sir.
what I'm
Bracket. Yes, sir.
He getting bracket coverage. You know what I'm saying? So people understand.
Yeah.
And Dak ain't forcing the ball. Like Dak understand. Dak's getting more interested with Jarwin. Jarwin showed me something. I ain't seen a tight end. We've never had a tight end. I would say probably Galvin Escobar. I remember Escobar at New Mexico State when we drafted him like in 2013. We ain't never had a tight end as mobile as like that.
Yeah.
Jarwin, Schultz, all the mobile. Run out the catch. They yak guys, you know.
Yeah.
Jason Witten was, you know, he caught the ball, but he wasn't going nowhere after that. You know, he wasn't going nowhere after that.
Yeah.
So I came with that play. I'm proud of him. But Dak played amazing.
Talk to him.
Amazing.
Talk to him.
Amazing. Like I said before, you know, I said I ain't the biggest Dak, you know, supporter, but bruh's a winner. Until he prove me wrong, I'm sticking with dude there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a winner.
Yeah.
You know, and the defense, yeah, people been saying the defense been slacking lately, but defense come up with takeaways, and they come up big when we needed them. Anthony Brown been stepping up this year. Anthony Brown's been playing great in that nickel position. Great.
I tell you what, Twan. I tell you what, man, something I noticed, man, I can just appreciate that when the offense ain't doing good, that's when the defense get nasty. But when the defense need help, that's when we step up. Talk to him, Twan. Talk to him.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so now we drove down the field. No, I'm saying defense held him to a field goal. Cooper fumbled, yeah. But defense held him to a field goal. Giants, of course, they didn't. They weren't aggressive. They thought this shit was sweet. They thought they would have it.
What are you talking
defense held
about?
him to a field goal.
Yeah.
We just needed a stop. You feel me?
Yeah.
Dak drove that motherfucker down. Bam. You feel me?
Bam.
You know, a lot of people say after Cam Fleming had that 5-yard penalty, that false start, oh, damn, you know. But at the same time, you know, I had faith. I was like, I got faith. Either Dak gonna run this bitch or we gonna toss this bitch. Either way, we straight. I believe in God I trust, you feel me?
Yeah.
In Dak we trust.
Yeah.
So, it's just, but did you see the spin, though? You see the spin,
That
though?
boy
Like,
spin.
you see the spin
Look,
coming. Like,
look.
that's how you know Dak is getting better. He progressing. He learning. Vernon was beating Fleming like a drum the whole game. He anticipated that. You see him, bam, pivot. Then he sees it. He can either run for it or he can throw that bitch.
Bop.
He moved Beasley. He tell Beasley, throw that bitch. And Beasley just come down with that was a beautiful.
Wait, but you say he did what now? He did what? What'd he do?
He pivoted. Told Beasley, go over there. Floated that bitch in. That was a dime. Not floated. He dimed that bitch. I don't know many quarterbacks that can make that throw. For people to say Dak ain't got the arm talent, he can't throw over 20 yards. This nigga just threw a 40-yard touchdown.
In the back of the end zone.
Off one leg in the back of the end zone where nobody else could get it but Cole Beasley.
No room to spare. Talk to him.
A knee, you feel me? God gave you two, but he has one.
That's it.
You feel me?
That's it.
So it's just, man, I come from this situation. And a lot of people saying get rid of Garrett and get rid of Linehan. They just shut up. Be happy. We got something. We got something here. We got something. I know the coach, everybody want to get around the coach, shut out. But people don't understand. The first 3 drives, We did whatever we wanted to on the coach. I'm gonna be real.
Talk to him.
If you look at the all-22, bro, we did whatever we wanted to.
Talk to
bam,
him.
bam, bam.
Pop.
Block field goal. Get stopped at the 1. Come on now. Come on now. Let's be real. Like I don't want to hear none of that. Like I was not discouraged about that game. I still had the same energy I had when we won the last 5 weeks in a row. You feel me? I got faith in this team. I feel like this team could do something special. And people that saying Dak was playing a meaningless game, fuck you. Fuck you. We know what the fuck we doing. It's a reason why we didn't play Tyrus. It's a reason why we didn't play Zeke. And it's a reason why we didn't play Zach Martin. We wanted to show Dak, all right, Dak. This is a divisional game. Divisional games are always fun, right? Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
My niggas, go get us a W. Go get us a W. That's all we want. Go get us a W.
And he did.
Go get us a W.
And he
That's
did.
That's the fuck he did.
387.
387.
What does that mean?
4 TDs.
What is that? What happened? 387. What? What is that? Yards? 387 yards?
That's passing yards. That's passing yards.
And 3 what?
Passing yards.
And
387. You know what I'm saying? 387. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's 3. That's 8. That's 2 zeros on top of each other, and that's a 7. You feel me? That's a 7.
Damn.
You feel me? So, damn. But the nigga can't throw over 200 yards. You know what I'm saying? No, what they love saying he can't throw over 200 yards. But
hey man, let him talk. Man. Let him talk. That's the peanut gallery, man. We not here for the damn peanut gallery.
Man.
We here for each other. We all we got, Twan. We all we got,
you know
man.
What I'm saying? It's all we need. You feel me? We don't need nobody else. And going to the playoffs, I feel like, I promise. Look, this is what people don't understand. All these little sports writers talking about this. People don't understand. We travel. Yeah, that running game travel. The defense travel. But this motherfucking fan base travel. And LA better pray. LA better pray. Pray to the heavens. They don't have to see us. Because they do. We coming deep. And we coming to take over LA. I don't think people understand. There's gonna be like a 60-40 split our way. And then if we play New Orleans, come on now, that's at 50-50 at best.
New Orleans. Not New Orleans, not 50-50 at best. Listen, not New Orleans. Nowlands.
Not New Orleans. No, it's not proper. It's New Orleans. You feel me? New Orleans. New Orleans. Not the proper. New Orleans. So, and I just feel like, bro, I'm glad Gary played Dak ass. I'm glad he said everybody else. Man. This gave this nigga so much confidence. Dak oozing with confidence right now. Oozing. Everybody oozing with confidence. Cole Beasley just last week was crying and shit, visibly frustrated on the field, mid-play. Now he dancing there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had, people talking about Cooper this, but when Cooper dropped that ball, what Dak say? Come on, get your ass here. We okay. We all right. We good. I ain't mad about you. We all right. I'm going to get us next time. And what he do the next play? Hit Cooper ass. 3rd and 4. Next play. Stop playing. You feel me? It's just, I was like, bro, I know I'm on this old Vin, bro, but it's just.
Hey, man.
I really feel like this could be something. Like,
hey, man, look, everybody in this chat box feel like we on the way to something special. You know what I'm saying? We on the way to something special. We got all the tools we need to get this thing done. We got a quarterback that's growing. We got a daggum defense that can line up with anybody. And we got a run game that can run on anybody. Fam, we got what it takes to run the block. We just got to do it, man. Twan, hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Keep on drinking that water in Memphis. I'll see you next week, fam. I want to hear from you next week.
Appreciate. I got you. Hey, I'm here strong. Win or lose, draw. I'm here. You feel me? Win, lose, or draw. I'm here. This is what fact.
Appreciate it, famo.
Appreciate it.
Y'all want to talk about? You want to talk about a platinum caller? You want to talk about a? You want to talk about a platinum caller? Come on now. We got another OG up in here. 100 grand. What's happening, brother?
What's good, man? Listen, let me tell you something. You know how I feel. You know we on the same plane. You know that, right?
Talk to him.
You know that, right?
Talk to him.
But I'm gonna tell you this though. If we lose to Seattle and Dak ain't running out of the pocket, he ain't doing no RPOs, he's just standing back in the pocket and want to be a Tony Romo pocket passer. We all know, guess what? That's Linehan. That ain't Dak. I don't want to hear people say, oh, Dak lost us that game. No, because Dak ain't playing how he played.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about this now? Every time Dak got a big game, what is he doing?
Moving
Running
around.
out of the pocket, moving guys to be open, 2-minute offense, no huddle, boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And every time Dak lose, what is he doing? 7-step drops. Screens. He ain't moving. He ain't using his legs. Am I wrong?
I feel you, famo. I feel you.
Am I wrong?
I feel you, famo. I'm listening. I feel you.
Why haven't we been doing that since day one, man? Huh? And people say Coop was great. Coop is great. But when Dak was running out of the pocket the 2 games or 3 games we won without Coop, what was he doing? What he did yesterday. Am I wrong?
You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying.
Am I wrong? I don't want people saying Dak can't. It's not Dak. It's not Dak.
Nope.
I think they said, Dak, win us that game. Linehan, take a day off. We don't need you to do nothing. Dak win that game.
Yeah.
That's Dak.
You know,
That's Linehan.
Dak.
That's Linehan.
Listen, Dak grew in front of our eyes, man. Dak matured in front of us, dog. Took over the game. Took over the whole game. Yeah.
Dak ain't mature to me. That's Dak.
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 Let me tell you something, man.
2016 Dak.
Let me tell you something, man. That ain't 2016 Dak, fam. I'm telling you. Just him.
Yeah, he got better. Yeah, he got better, but that formula is what I'm saying.
Okay,
cool.
You
got Dak running around off the pocket, using his legs, throwing on the move. That's Dak.
I give you that.
We win. But when you win, y'all, I need Dak. I need you to be Tony Romo. I need you to be. I need you to be Drew Brees. I need you to be dude from New England. I need you to stand in that pocket and throw that ball. That's not that. We lose. We lose. Which Linehan are we gonna get?
Man,
are we gonna get the Linehan that's gonna say, okay, Dak, man, take us there? Or are we gonna get the Linehan that's gonna say, listen, I don't like Coop, so Coop, you ain't getting the ball. I need you to throw the ball 150 times in the pocket. Dak could throw the ball. I don't care. Dak could throw the ball 70 times. Let him scramble out the pocket and show off that arm. Let him do him. He'll win us a game. He did it yesterday. He threw the ball, like 60, 70 times yesterday? Come on, man. He could throw the ball.
I can only hope that we just play well enough that it doesn't come down to, to Linehan. I hope that we can line up and execute good enough to where whatever Linehan calls really doesn't matter. That's all we can hope for, fam. That's all we can hope.
I don't need 7-step drop Dak. I need 3-step drop Dak. I need using your legs Dak. That's what I need. Now, if we get that Dak, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to win the Super Bowl, man. Hands down. We get that Dak that we got yesterday, and people talk about the defense. Zeke wasn't out there. You know how we do. We hold the ball for about 8.
Yeah.
8 minutes. We didn't do that yesterday.
Long drives. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. If Zeke was out there yesterday, you think they would have put up 30-something points? No. Ain't no way they would have put those many points up. None. And I need Maha to step up his game. Maha, you can't be missing 35 kicks, 35-yard kicks, and 25-yard kicks, man. I can't. Come on, man. You can't do that, man.
I feel you on that too, fam. I feel you on that too.
You can't do that, man. But you know what I'm saying? I like this team. I think we're going to win the Super Bowl, man. I'm going to tell you right now. How I had it set up was, I'm like, okay, we're going to play the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, but
at home.
I don't know now because they quarterback. I don't know now, but I had it set up like that. But we going to the Super Bowl. We're going to win that Super Bowl. I'm telling you that right now.
Nate Sudfeld, we'll see. $100,000, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for calling, man.
All right, man.
Yeah. Desmond dropped a super chat. He says, Jarwin oozing confidence. He's saying Blake Jarwin. But he's saying Jarwin is oozing confidence. He's on the radar, opens other avenues. The Seahawks have to account for him. What does that mean for the offense? I'll tell you what, the Cowboys did a lot of things that we haven't done in a while. We put a lot of things on film as far as Tavon in the backfield, Tavon running deep, Jordan Lewis doing his little thing. Jarwin being featured in the red zone, things like that. Dak scrambling. It's just interesting how we're pulling all this out, right around this time. So when we go to game plan versus the Seahawks, there's absolutely some things that they're going to have to deal with. Also, salute to Chaz Jewell. He dropped a super chat as well. He says, if we don't keep Chris Richard, I'll be pissed. Maybe we won't. Man. And you know what? Before I get to my next comment, before I get into my next call, let me say this. Man, let's not get too ridiculous with the new additions that we forget where we come from. In this way, that Rod Marinelli has been so special to this team, to where he's had great defenses with trash. Like, he had us thinking George Selvey and Jeremy Mincey had what it take to run the block. He had us thinking Terrell McClain had what it take to run the block, Jack Crawford. And those guys leave us, and they're cool elsewhere, but they're great here. You know what I mean? Guys like Anthony Hitchens playing well. Guys like Joe Thomas playing well. I don't want us to sit up here and think that Chris Richard is just the reason why this defense is doing well. When, to be fair, I've been saying my whole entire life that, man, if we just get Rod Marinelli some talent, he'll be all right. And Rod Marinelli got a defense full of first and second round picks now, and a bunch of great complimentary players. I don't think it's a surprise that we bring in talent and now the defense looks different. It's not a coincidence. It's not Chris Richard magically showing up. Just magically showing up, and the defense looks great. This has been in motion for a while. This is still Rod's defense. So these people that's trying to get Marinelli about the paint because there are some head coaching openings, and they scared Chris Richard gonna be gone. Hey, get out of here, man. Let's get back to the phone lines though. Let's see what y'all talking about. 910. Who this?
Hey, what up, Voch?
What's that, man? What the water tastes like over there on this Cowboy W?
Man, sweet Kool-Aid from the 80s. It's real tasty.
Talk to me, brother. React for me.
The Dak hate, man. We should be real happy right now. We winning. We in the playoffs, and I don't understand the Dak hate. So I looked up Dak and Troy's stats from the first 3 years, and I know Dak isn't Troy, but he doesn't take risks, just like Troy. His stats dominate Troy. He had 67 touchdowns, 25 interceptions his first 3 years.
Yeah.
Troy had 31 touchdowns, 46 interceptions. It has to mean something, brother.
I actually got into a discussion. I actually got into a conversation about that. That Dak is far exceeding Troy Aikman and his numbers and his production or whatnot, and people saying that the league was different, that that it wasn't really a passing league back then. Well, if you look at how the Cowboys play offense, we play offense very similarly to how the 90s Cowboys did. We mostly run the ball and we throw the ball when we have to. So
Exactly.
Dak is really throwing the ball just as much as Troy is. But
Yeah, it's the league's different, but the way we're playing is real similar.
Yeah.
And if Tony Romo's the pocket passer, the person that anticipates the throws, he made a lot of his best throws and game-winning throws when he pivoted out and ran around and looked downfield. And Dak does that too. Dak does that real good.
Yeah.
And again, he doesn't take the risk. Tony Romo will take the risk. He's going to win some crazy games for you. But Dak don't take the risk to the fourth quarter when there ain't no other choice. And he's the leader of men. He is. He's the real deal. Much love for Dak. Thanks, Voch.
Hey, man, salute. Thanks for calling.
All right, brother.
We're going to keep this little train moving. JR, what that water tastes like over there?
Man, water got a little chill on it. It ain't too cold. It ain't too hot. It's just right.
Perfect. That's what I'm talking about. What you got for the show, brother?
Man, I just wanted to say, man, shout out to Dak yesterday. That showed the game you played yesterday. That's what I wanted to see. If we can get that Dak going forward, I'm good.
Yeah.
He didn't second guess his decision making. He let the ball rip.
Yeah.
He hit open receivers. I don't really care about the missed throws.
Yeah.
I just want to see him make some plays, and that's my thing. If he can make a handful of plays, I'm good. That's all we need him to do, is make a handful of plays.
If we can get
They don't have
that
to be 10, 12.
if we can get that Dak and plug our offensive lineman back in, and we put Zeke back in there, and we play the brand of defense that we normally play, good luck for everybody else. Good luck to him. Good luck to him.
I got a question, right? Did you see the Tony Romo spin? I know you saw it. Did you see the Tony Romo spin in the pocket?
Look. Playboy did everything from the head duck to the counterclockwise turn. Pardon me, the clockwise turn, the scramble, point, then to the back of the end zone, running out of space with no room to spare.
I knew it was a touchdown when I saw Beasley's knee hit the. When I saw Beasley's knee hit, and I was like, they got to review that. That's a touchdown. One knee equals 2 feet.
That what John Madden said.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When people want to get on Dak, for the throws that he is or is not making. To say, look, like how many times have we seen one of these let's say Kirk Cousins, right? It'll be 3rd and 10,
yeah.
But it'll be 3rd and 10, but he throw that thing to the running back. You know what I'm saying? Just check it down for the sake of checking it down, right? Dak Prescott on a smooth 4th and 15 after a non-execution like false start from Cam Fleming. A nasty 4th and 15.
But
to make that throw, go ahead.
What I was more impressed with, there wasn't even, the starting offensive line. It was, mixed pieces, and he still did a marvelous job of getting the ball out. They were pretty solid, but it wasn't the starters. That's what I was most impressed with. It wasn't the starters out there. So, because I remember last year when Tyron Smith missed those games, and then Zeke went out. Yeah. He didn't look so good.
Man, he had Cam Fleming and Redmond out there. I don't even know Redmond's first name. They had Cam Fleming and Redmond out there. And that got it done.
I got like 2 more things, man.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna let y'all have it.
Go ahead, bro. This ain't the other show where they just cut you off in the middle of your sentence. This ain't that show, fam. Get it off your chest. I want to hear you.
Remember when you did the film breakdown on Suafilo?
Yes, sir.
I totally understand what you're saying. He can take. He's not good in space.
Right.
And once he gets hit, it's over with. Because I saw a play where he just, I think it was last week versus Philly. Fletcher Cox whipped him at the line so bad, and I was like, maybe we should go back to Connor Williams.
He just does not want to move his feet. Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I can say about Connor, he might not be as strong yet, but if he gets in position first,
there you go.
You're not doing anything with him.
There you go.
You ain't gonna move him like that because Suafilo got whooped.
Yeah.
He got whooped bad.
Yeah. Connor Williams has great feet and he has great hips. He just got to trust his feet. And once Connor Williams trusts his feet, man, good luck to him, man. Good luck to the rest of them. And he gonna get bigger and he gonna get stronger. Crazy.
Yeah, I like Connor Williams. I really do. He showed he's way better than Suafilo. Suafilo he's serviceable, but when he get against those, I never seen Connor Williams get whooped like that at line. He may
ever.
It takes a minute for him to give up position. Suafilo just got whooped that game against the Eagles. He got whooped. I think it was Fletcher Cox because he was lying right up over him.
Mm-hmm.
And man, Fletcher Cox he whooped him and he made him fall, and it was like, oh, here we go again.
Took him on a ride. And then look, you know what? That happened and Dak got hit in the mouth and then people complained that Dak's holding the ball too long. When in real life, Suafilo just out here getting whooped, but whatever.
And another question I had was, do you think they should play Sean Lee, Jaylon, and Van Ness at the same time come playoff time? Or I feel like they should because of Sean Lee's play recognition.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like they should play it like that. But I don't know. I'm not a football guy, but I don't know what is Damon Wilson's position. What does he play? Is he the Sam or is he the real linebacker or the Sam?
The problem is that Damian Wilson is the Sam linebacker, and he's a better Sam linebacker than Van Der Esch or Sean Lee would be. The problem is Sean Lee and Van Der Esch play the same position, and Jalen and Jaylon is the best Mike out of all of them. You know what I mean? So they're gonna have to rotate Will. Jaylon play Mike, and Damian's gonna have to play Sam, or we go nickel and just take Damian off the field.
Because I would think that's what I was thinking. Like, you wouldn't want to put Jaylon over there at Damian's spot because he's too athletic. He's too good in space.
Right.
So you need him. You couldn't put Sean Lee over there because, I mean, he probably would get hurt. You couldn't put Van Der Esch over there because he's, no knock on him, but his frame isn't built to take on trash like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I really would like to see him get on the field in the base defense because his play recognition, but I don't think it's going. I don't think it happen. I don't think it'll happen. I don't.
Appreciate it, man.
I think they would need him. Yeah, I think they would need him doing, because of his play recognition. That's what I think they should use him for.
Yeah, man, Sean gonna be all right. Sean and Van Der Esch gonna be fine. Because I tell you what, when Van Der Esch laid down and went ouch for those 20 seconds, everybody was real excited that we had Sean Lee. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Thanks for the call, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, man.
All right, cool. Miss April then came in here and dropped a quarter in here. Then dropped a quarter in here. Let me see what she's talking about. Dropped a quarter in the PayPal. She say, "This is the coming of a new dawn. The water is the water is crisp. The water is crisp. That's my quarterback. This my team. Salute to you, Miss April. TT April. Salute to you for supporting this thing, being a part of the nation, growing this conglomerate. Thank you so much, TT. Let me take some water. The water's crisp over here too, TT. It's crisp over here too. Let's get back into these calls. I want to hear what y'all got to say. We reacting all day. This is Victory Monday. 567. Who this?
What's up, Voch?
What's that? What the water tastes like over there?
Oh, this water is so sweet. I had the best cup of coffee I ever had this morning. My bacon and eggs tasted just a little bit better.
Oh. My hoodie's warmer on a Cowboy W. My hoodie's warm. My microphone is a little more clear. I can hear myself more clearly on a Cowboy Monday. Talk to him.
I hear you, man. I'm going to be short. I got a few things to say. First off, Dak is my quarterback.
Talk to him.
He has been. He's a winner. He throws off his back foot. He needs to read his forget. I don't care. I'll take the win. Okay? Most rushing touchdowns in the last 3 years, right?
Yeah.
14 come from behind victories.
Wow.
This kid's a winner.
Wow.
All right? Anybody who comes at me with anything, I say, take your money, open your wallet, and bet against this kid. Because I ain't.
Wow.
I have never seen a quarterback, especially as young as him, he don't get phased. He just stands in there like a statue.
There you go.
He just goes right to the next play. So he is my quarterback, and I tell you what, I've been a Cowboys fan since '89. I've seen this movie before. This defense is ready to win a Super Bowl now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If they can figure it out on offense, if they can score 24 points a game, I don't think they're going to lose. Okay?
That's the magic number. That's the magic number, 24.
Ready.
Yep.
And one last thing, I'm going to be quick so I can hear all these other great callers.
Cool.
Shout out to the Joneses, Will McClay, and yes, Jason Garrett.
Sir.
This team has drafted so well.
Incredible.
I mean, they missed in free agency. Okay, they missed on Nolan Carroll. They missed on Stephen Paya. But you have drafted so good, it does not matter. I mean, you hit on every defensive back last year in the draft. Jordan Lewis was the best cover corner in America coming out of Michigan. He can't get on the field. What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
Boy, you talking today.
You went and got Antoine Woods. You got him off the trash pile in May.
Off the trash. Off the street.
You got him off the Hey, every time I see him make a play, I just start laughing hysterically. My wife's like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "He got this boy off the trash pile. Ain't nobody wondering. You went and got David Irving off the trash pile."
David Irving ain't even playing. We ain't even good. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Listen, you took a big risk on Randy Gregory, and it's paying dividends. Our number one pick, Taco can't get on the field. Okay? Malik Collins is playing amazing. You got Sean Lee was an All-Pro.
Jaylon Smith.
Look at Jaylon Smith. Hey, man. Great. What a great story. So happy for that young man. And I tell you what, he's about 95%. That boy plays with violence.
He ain't even 100% yet. Jalen not even.
That's 250 pounds of muscle. And
Jalen ain't even know the Dame yet. He ain't even know the Dame Jalen yet. I watched the film on that. He ain't even know the Dame Jalen yet.
Every time they play, all you hear is from the crowd. Ooh. I mean, but hats off to Will McClay and the Joneses. They know what they're doing. They have drafted amazing. This team is going to be good for a very long time. And Dak Prescott, the arrow's going up, trajectory up. And Amari Cooper, I'm not worried about Amari Cooper. You know why Amari Cooper's worth every penny? Because he had, the 6 touchdowns, the 40 receptions, 600 yards receiving. But he opens up everything else.
Rod Smith ran the ball.
Michael Gallup, let me tell you something about Michael Gallup. He is emerging.
He ready.
He is going to be, I honestly think he's got the potential to be a number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. He goes and gets the ball. He attacks the football. He's got the speed. I thought he was going to break that one the other day when he got in midfield. That boy is dangerous, I'm telling you right. And Blake Jarwin, here comes the tight end. Dalton Schultz, work on your blocking. This team's going to be good for a very long time, and I'll tell you what, you better back up the Brinks truck. Because that wins a playoff game, you better back up the Brinks truck, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
He's going to break you.
Yes, sir.
And he's worth every penny. He's a win. All right, man, I'm going to let you go. Great show. I'm going to hear all these other great callers, but go Cowboys, and no negativity here, all positive. Dak's my quarterback, and Nate Newton, you better stop talking bad about my quarterback. Nate Newton was sitting there mad as hell yesterday.
Let me tell y'all something about Nate Newton. Just because you played football in that doesn't mean you know anything about salary cap ball in 2018. You tell Nate Newton to sit down somewhere and work at DallasCowboys.com and tell jokes and give player insight. That's all Nate Newton should do.
You preach to him, brother. I'm telling you what, because all he's done is throw Dak under the bus. And yesterday, the first word or whatever, he was sitting beside Brian Broaddus, and he was mad as hell. Because Dak went out there and he made a play. He carried that team on his back yesterday, and that's a divisional game. And both them teams were playing hard. That's an NFL game, and he dominated.
Well, if it was a salary cap in the 90s, boy, Nate wouldn't have a job. Yeah. He'd be playing for the Bengals or something.
That salary cap keeps going up and up. You tie up them linebackers; they're ready to go. You pay 21. You pay number 4. You're gonna be good to go.
But good thing, but good thing this team drafts so well. So if we do have to let go of somebody, I think we'll be fine in that way. I think we'll be fine. Thanks for the call, brother.
This team will be fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great call, man. What? Give me some M'Baku, man. Give me. I don't fear the Seahawks. I don't fear them. I have no fear of them. They can play. You shut down the run and deal with Russ, I think you good. I don't fear the Seahawks. Sure don't. Not going to be able to do it. I'll take that fight all day, every day. No problem. Gee. Boy, Kirk Cousins is trash. Kirk Cousins is trash. I don't fear Russell Wilson. Look, the same way we talking about Russell Wilson, they talking about our defense. Exact same way. We may be talking about Bobby Wagner. They talking about Zeke Elliott. Exact same way. It is what it is. We different. I hope they ready. To rumble. Let's get back into these phones. I need to hear y'all. 661. What that water tastes like over there?
Oh man, that water tastes like like the juices from a fine red bone with green eyes, brother. You feel me?
Boy, you great. Boy, you so. What you so? Boy, talk to him, man. Talk to him. What you got for the show, man?
All right, my man. Hey, check this out, brother. I one of the fans that, you know, I'm even keel. I'm like, I love Dak, but I'm realistic with everything, man. And as far as it goes, this is what I want to start off by saying with you. If Aaron Rodgers would have made that throw yesterday,
look at the GOAT. This guy's amazing. How does Aaron Rodgers do it? That's why he's the greatest of all time. That's why, right there.
Exactly.
Please.
Exactly, brother. So that's why, and when he does shit like that, man, that's the Dak. Like a couple callers ago, that's the Dak that we need, bro. And what I wanted to ask you, I want to have a little talk with you on this note is where did we all get split on? Like, it just seemed like recently everybody's been saying it's either you on Dak's side or you against Dak. You know what I mean? And I want to challenge you and implore you to have, with the platform that you have and Mark Holmes too, you know, we need to come together as Cowboy fans because we all fam. You know what I'm saying? And the more we split, that just cause friction between the fans. You know what I'm saying? We all need to support who we got. We can't change it. We got Dak. We just got to roll with him for who he is.
Gotcha.
However, you know what I'm saying? It's like he does have some things that can hurt us. That he does that when he's not playing like he was playing yesterday, it's tough, man. It's tough for us to overcome. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem with that I have with Dak is like why can't he play somewhat like that more consistent?
Okay.
And we can't put it all on coaching all the time. Like we can't say, oh, when Dak has a bad game, it's coaching. Now, granted, I'm cool. I don't want Linehan here no more. Garrett is growing on me. I'm up and down with him. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when Dak plays well, it's all Dak. But when Dak don't play well, it's all coaching. That's not the case.
I have an answer for you, and I don't know, and I don't know how new you are to my show, but first of all, shouts out to Gerald Davis. I mean, yeah, Gerald Davis. He dropped 5 in my PayPal. Salute to him. He says,
Gerald?
Yes, sir. Shouts out to you from the Navy base. I appreciate you for your service, sir. You're the reason why I can build rifles and have fun in backyards. Listen, so if you've been on my show, I have this. I don't like to separate us, right? But this show is built to kind of sort of bring us together. You know, I feel like as a fan base, we're one of the biggest, most like we're very active on the internet, right? So everybody has an opinion, and we're always intaking those opinions. And for some reason, just because someone's on television or because they sound qualified, we tend to listen to that opinion for whatever reason.
Right.
So this is how this works. There's the 80%, then there's the 20%, right? There's a lot of Cowboys fans in America, right? But I feel like only 20% of them really go out and seek knowledge. There's nothing wrong with being the 80%. They just not aware right now. But people like you, people like the people that's in this chat box, people that come to my show and they watch film and they ask questions. They say, yo, Voch, why did Dak get sacked right there? And I show the film and I say, well, this is what happened to Suafilo, you know? Or this is what's happening with Lael Collins. They say, well, Voch, you know what I'm saying? I can actually give you answers. But there are some people that would rather take the opinions of the pundits, run into an argument, and use that same argument as if it's theirs. And it spreads even more ignorance amongst the fan base. Most of us live off of highlight tapes and sound bites. You know, if you're going on Facebook or something and your friend tag you to a post that Colin Cowherd said, and you see one stat and one opinion on Colin Cowherd, now you're believing that shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you come to me, if you come to Okoye, if you come to Law Nation, you come to these other YouTubers, you come to we're actually giving you not only real opinions, but real facts and real information, because y'all will call us out if we start lying to you. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, for sure.
So basically what this channel is here to do, the channel is here to make people better fans. It's not really a separation act. It's not us trying to part the sea, so to speak. It's just that, hey, man, they got to seek knowledge. You know, we can lead the horse to the water, but they got to drink. You know what I mean? But
yeah, for sure, man. And you know what? It's refreshing for cats like y'all, man. I'm fairly new to your show. I just started working with the YouTube because I've been doing a lot of streaming instead of cable.
Yeah.
But I'm like y'all, and it's refreshing to come across cats like y'all because there is a lot of ignorant fans out there. But here's the thing, bro. Like the last caller a couple calls ago said something about, you know, the 14 comeback wins. And, you know, to me, that's great and all, but when you only have 48 games to your credit and 14 of those you got to come back, I'm not a mathematician, but that's about 30-ish% of the time that you're down.
Sure.
You know, and you got to come back and win. So,
Sure.
Right, there's a pro and con to everything, right? There's a yin and the yang.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think that, you know, he's a growing player, and he's hopefully he's going to get better. We got to work on the consistency. And those are just some of the things that frustrate me as a fan who is knowledgeable and a fan who does seek knowledge and a fan who does watch film and you know and pays attention to the things that don't just follow the ball. You know what I mean? You see everything out there as much as you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I appreciate what you do, man, and the rest of your counterparts out there who take the time to, you know, have a platform for us, and I will be checking in with you more often now. And, yeah, man, so I want to ask you one question before I get out of your hair real quick, though.
Sure thing.
So if I'm fingers crossed we get this dub, you know, on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
but if we don't, are you going to blame, are you going to put the onus on Dak because he's the quarterback and we're giving him all the credit for the win? He's a winner, right? Are you gonna put the onus on Dak as we catch an L, or is it gonna be coaching?
This is
That's
what
I want to ask you.
This is what I'm gonna do, and I do this every week. I'm very consistent. I'm proud of myself for being very consistent. People will ask me, Voch, what happened, and I'm very notorious for putting people on hold. I don't care about being first. I care nothing about being first. I don't really have a super opinion about this game. What I like to do is I like to watch the film first. I watch the film thoroughly, and I drop about 5 or 6 videos, and every question that I'm asked, I will at some point bring it up or address it in that video. You know what I'm saying? So if we lose and next Monday on Cowboy whatever Monday, you say, Voch, what happened? I'm going to be like, I don't know, but I'm going to drop a film this week, and I'll let you know. And I'll drop it in that film, and I'll point the finger at whoever I need to point the finger at.
Absolutely, man. Well, again, man, I appreciate what you do, man. Keep it up. It's only my second time checking in with you, so you know, keep the hard work up, man. I appreciate you.
Dosky Walls, what's your name, man?
I'm Walt, man.
All right, Walt, I'm about to make you a platinum caller, man. So next time you call in, you go to the top of the list, and you ain't got to wait so long. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh man, that's a good look. Happy holiday. Be safe out there, bro.
Dosky Walski, salute. La da 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 da. The number is 515-739-1285. Access code 309104. You call in, express yourself, do your thing. I'm not gonna hang up on you like the other shows, man. I want to hear what y'all got to say, man. Y'all may not have Cowboy fan friends. We're friends here. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Let's get right back into it. Running for the cardio. Lines blowing up. 682. Who this?
What's up, man?
What you got for the listen, man? What the water tastes like over there, man? I just want to ask you that.
Man, it's good. It's good. It's good, man.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. What you got for the show? React for me.
All right, man. I got a couple things. Just a quick couple.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I want to give credit to Dak, man, I got to give credit to Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett brought out something yesterday in Dak. Since that Falcons game last year, you know, that sparkle been gone in Dak's eyes, man. You know, I ain't seen him really have fun playing football. He felt like I think he was listening to the media too much.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday, Garrett pulling those 2 Pro Bowl linemen, not letting Zeke play, telling Dak, "Hey, look, you can go win a game without the best line. without your all-pro running back.
Yeah.
You can do it, man. Just believe in yourself.
Yeah.
I think that gave him his confidence that Sparkle was back yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. And plus, with the type of atmosphere that this game is, like, we know Dak is clutch and he can win with his back against the wall. But, man, we basically telling you, like, yo, Dak, you can let it fly because, you know, the result doesn't matter here. But just on a psychological mind game type of level, man, winning this game and making some of the throws that Dak threw, I think he threw those passes with confidence. He threw those passes knowing that we're not going to get eliminated if something bad happens. But, man, when Dak throws the ball with confidence and he starts to roll in and pointing people out, man, that's a great point you just made.
I'm going to say this. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, about when the third quarter started, they had that first 3 and out, and I was like, okay, you know, this could go one or two ways. Dak could say, man, it's not meaningful, or Dak could be hungry and say, nah, I need to show all the media outlets out there that I don't need Zeke to win a game, that I don't need Tyron Smith, Zach Martin to win a game, that I just got to do me, and I got to play how I play.
Man, and you know what? That's a sign of a great quarterback, man. Because if Dak's so tough, man. Like one of these little soft quarterbacks, man, they'll just fold them and like, all right, y'all, we'll just pack it up and just be ready for next week. Dak wanted that W. Dak a fighter, man. That's intangibles, man. That's intangibles. And
I mean, how many hits he take yesterday that he could have went back to Gary and go, hey, I don't want to play no more, man. I'm gonna get hurt.
Look, and when you go through the draft process trying to figure out what these quarterbacks are all about, you wish that you had some kind of indicator saying, okay, he's tough, he's a quitter, he's not. You wish you had these things. So the fact that we got a quarterback that's all these things, but we just got to teach him the mental side of the game, keep playing. He'll learn them. He'll learn them in no time.
Yes, sir. Last point. The only thing I haven't liked about Colombo yet is if you remember 16, we had Lyle Collins playing left guard right beside Tyron Smith.
Sure.
And that was the athletic pull play that we always ran. Zeke couldn't be stopped when we ran to that left side. Why haven't we picked Cameron Fleming at right tackle? Because he holds up good at left tackle.
Yeah.
Why haven't we put him up over there at right tackle, over there on the weak side, and shift Lyle Collins back to that left guard position?
It could be wrong, but I don't think they want to make moves like that just in the middle of the season. You know, I could be wrong here, but I think that may be a move that they look at in the offseason. Like, they would be irresponsible to not think about that move in the offseason. They just don't want to do it in the middle of the year, like right now. La'el Collins, he's not cerebral guy. I'm just guessing. He's not cerebral guy to where he could just pick up different, like how Connor Williams can practice at center, can play at left guard. Oh, Zach Martin gets hurt. He plays right guard. He plays at tackle sometimes. I don't think La'el's that guy. I think La'el, kind of gets stuck in one spot. And if things change, he may freak out. Things may get frantic. I've played with offensive linemen like that. So,
but I don't think that's the point, because in that training camp in 16, they had him at right tackle all the training camp, and then I think it was week 3, they were like, you know what? Let's put him at left guard. Let's see what he can do at left guard. And he balled out that year. I think he had 2 holding penalties and 1 false start. All of 16.
But man, continuity, man. Continuity is so important with offensive linemen, man. So, I feel you though. Nobody more than me wants La'el Collins back inside and Connor Williams at right tackle. Nobody more than me wants that.
I just think he's more athletic than Su'a-Filo, man.
Absolutely,
way more athletic than Su'a-Filo.
I'm more athletic than Su'a-Filo. Xavier don't move his feet, man. Xavier ain't gonna move his feet, dog. That boy's stuck in the mud, man. He ain't moving his feet.
Hey, but he handled Fletcher Cox that first game. I mean, he got beat on that opening drive when we got pinned. Hey, when we got pinned back, he got pushed back one time, and then after that game, when did you hear Fletcher Cox's name get brought up?
Because he was
after that play.
This is what Xavier's really good at. Xavier's good at being in the way. Xavier's technique is so bad, and as former offensive line coach, just as a huge fan of, I get sick when I watch Xavier Su'a-Filo technique. My eyes start to hurt.
But don't you want somebody in the way rather than somebody who gets blown up?
Xavier
Because
gets
I'm
blown
tell you,
up.
Connor
Look.
needs to hit the weight room, man.
Peep this out, and let me say this. This is partially what I was talking about, myth busting or whatever. You know, we may hear the narrative that Xavier Su'a-Filo is playing way better than Connor Williams because he's bigger, but Connor's getting bull rushed because he's small. Xavier's getting bull rushed because he's not set, because his feet aren't set, and he's stiff and he doesn't drop his butt. They both getting bull rushed. It's like Xavier's heavy, and you just can't run through Xavier. That's the difference. But I feel you.
All right, and then one more thing. Cole needs to keep waking up, man. He found the way to find his momentum. He found the way to get a groove. He found the way to finally present himself for that. We need that against Seattle, man.
Yeah, we need all hands on deck, man. You ain't never lied there.
Appreciate it. Thank you for taking my call, brother. I'll let you get back, and I'll keep watching, man.
Yes, sir. Salute. Man, oh, man.
Yes, sir.
We got a super chat from Toot Robinson. He dropped a smooth 7 in the super chat. Thank you, sir. Paco 3785. Thanks for taking my call, fam. No problem. Salute, man. I appreciate y'all and everything that y'all do. We're growing this thing bit by bit for the education. We're going to bring TT up here. TT April. What's up, man? How you doing? Hello? Auntie April? Hello? Miss April ain't on the phone. She called in. Miss April? She'll call back. She'll call back. Antoine, what's happening?
What's going on, Voch?
Doski Woski, brother. What that water tastes like over there, man?
Man, feeling real good today, man. I'm talking a lot of trash today.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Let them know. What you got for the show, brother?
Hey, man, what's going on with, I'm not really worried about Amari Cooper. He seems to getting frustrated now when the missed passes ahead his direction. He looked like the play at Oakland now. He get hot sometimes, and now he's cooling down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried about him a little bit.
As far as Amari Cooper being frustrated that Dak missed the pass, I mean, that makes sense. If Cooper's wide open and Dak missed the pass, I mean, I'd be frustrated too. I don't think it's gonna be much of a problem though. But as far as him cooling down, that's what he's supposed to do. Cause let me explain this to you. When Coop first got to the team, the first thing I said was, "Oh, this is cool," but Cooper's gonna have to prove that he can whoop one-on-one coverage, and he did that week by week by week by week by week. Teams are now saying, "Hey, fam, we just can't let Coop one-on-one us like that." So now the teams are putting forth measures to slow down Coop. Now we see Zeke running the ball with 200 plus purpose yards every week. Now we see Rod Smith able to move the ball. We see Jarwin opening up. We see Bees getting back involved. We see Gallup getting more one-on-one coverage. Coop is doing his job. If Coop only catch three passes a game for the rest of the season, fine. But the minute they shut down Zeke and Coop, that's when we got the problem.
Okay. One more question with Dak feet. I've been a Dak. I always thought I was a Dak hitter, but I criticized Dak all season.
Mm-hmm.
But watching that game yesterday, man, when this dude set his feet, this dude is accurate.
Sure.
But sometimes he fought that back foot, sometimes for no reason.
Sure.
When he set his feet, that dude is accurate, man. Like
sure.
He showed a lot yesterday. He showed a lot.
He can throw, man. He can throw, and he's got the same mechanics he always had. I don't really think it's much fixing. 2 weeks ago, I was talking about Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers got the worst throwing motion I've ever seen in my life. But
heck yeah.
But he just learned how to play with it. And he just learned to overcome it. So I think Zach is gonna keep the same mechanics, but he just gonna have to, it just is what it is,
Set that feet and step in the pocket, man.
Yes, sir.
Set that feet.
Yes, sir. That's it?
I appreciate it, Voch.
Appreciate it, Twin. No doubt.
All right.
Juan Wick in the chat box. What's happening, bro? This shit I spit and make Juan Wick go all shit. Chilling. OG Pat up in there, I see you. Mike up in there, I see you. Look at my YouTube wife. Everybody, would y'all please put hand clap emojis, put round of applause emojis in the chat box for my YouTube wife, Nene Russell, in the chat box right now. Y'all just clap it up for her. Just put some hands down there. Put some flame emojis down there. Just do something. Show Nene some love in the chat. She works so hard, man. Y'all just please, man, please show Nene some love in the chat box, man. That's all I ask for. I don't ask for much. I just want y'all to show Nene some love. This ain't about me. This ain't about me. Just show her some love. She does a great job. And she's my YouTube wife. Come on now. Let's get back into these calls, though. Let's see what we're talking about. Let's go to this call right here. Let's go 801. Who this?
Hey, man, this is AJ.
What up, AJ? What you got for what the water tastes like over there, AJ?
My water tastes like Mafa. That's what it tastes like.
Wait a minute. Yo, wait, stop. Talk to him, fam. What you got for the show?
I've been waiting for that. Okay, so what I got for you, so let me tell you why I watch you.
Okay.
Because I've been watching for a while now. Let me tell you why I watch you.
Okay.
I like watching this show and what you got because you take them to court. What I mean by that is that I've been in some groups before that just like people talk a bunch of mess, a bunch of trash, talk about this guy trash, that guy trash. And I come across people like you. You kind of like me, or I'm kind of like you. I don't know how you want to look at that, but it's like you come up with this whole story like this guy trash or that guy trash, and then you come up, well, Your Honor, let me present Exhibit A. Let me present Exhibit B and Exhibit C. This guy's lying. I mean, that's basically what I'm seeing, and that's why I watch your show because like you take people to court, you showing people with evidence to back up your statements. This is what's going on here.
I feel like in this business we have enough emotional people. We also have people that'll use that emotion and try to finesse that into views and clicks, you know? So you may be scrolling on your social media apps and you'll see some headline that says, "Oh, Dak Prescott, ... here's why," you know? And it'll make you click it, you know? Or Suafilo is the next best thing at left guard, and you'll click it because they're playing to your emotion. You know, I feel like in this YouTube thing, you live and die by people's faith in you. You know, and if you chase views, you lose integrity. But if you chase integrity, the views will come. You know. That's how I feel. And I built this thing on that. So when I first got into this, I purposely avoided highlight tapes. I purposely avoided narrative. I avoided the clickbait stuff because at some point that's going to turn into more dislikes than likes. And it's going to turn into people saying, "Oh, Voch Lombardi doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm leaving. I'm going to go listen to whoever the hell. I'm going to go listen to Jeffrey Kefalkovich." But when people tune into my show, I would rather a slow burn. I would rather build my fan base slowly. My audience, I don't like to say fans. I would rather build my audience slowly. I'm at 30,000 subs. It took me 3 years to do it, but that's fine. But all 30,000 of those people, they've heard my opinion and they saw me back it up with some type of proof on the screen. And I can be proud of that, opposed to having 100,000 or 1 million fair weather people support me. I can say all 30,000 people have faith in me because I've said some shit that makes sense, then I've proven it. So I appreciate you for that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But like I'm saying, it's just like I've been kicked out of some groups and stuff because people sit there talking a whole bunch of mess like, "Oh, Dak trash, Dak's inaccurate, Dak's this, Dak's that," or whatever. And people kick me out. It's like, well, you got any evidence to back up your claims and stuff, or you just out here talking mess and stuff with no with no foundation to your building.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why I watch your show. So I left all them groups and stuff. I've been kicked out or whatever like that. So I can watch people that actually know what they're talking about, can actually prove what they're talking about, not just.
And I'll tell you what.
A bunch of words on the paper.
And look, I'll tell you what, because I ain't scared to drop names up here. That comes from people chasing views. Stephen A. Smith is the perfect example of someone that chases views. He doesn't hate the Cowboys. He loves the Cowboys because his views live and die by his reaction on Monday morning. He fabricates a reaction Monday morning just to get like when the Giants was beating the hell out the Cowboys, he was a Giants fan. But when the Cowboys lose to the Packers in the playoff, he's a Packers fan now because he knows that people are going to tune into him, take his opinion, and run with it. Hunter Henry's playing this week. Hunter Henry's playing this week, but Hunter Henry's out for the year. He hadn't played all year. You know, he's talking about the whole Chargers Chiefs pregame debacle. Stephen A. Smith ain't watching film like us. He ain't watching film. He got notes. He got a notepad with talking points in it, where he wants to pull your reaction and your emotion to fabricate and finesse views. I don't want to finesse views. I don't want to do that.
Let me say something to some of the people out there that are watching and stuff, because I actually work in film, television, news, and media and stuff.
Y'all hiring?
Let me tell you how this works. There is one man, you have your showrunner and people like that. There is a guy. They have a meeting at the beginning of the day. Here's the stories that are going down. Your reporters will come in with a story and say, here's what I want to run with. There is a guy who overrules everybody and says, nah, we ain't running with this story. You're going to do this one. There is a guy, a dictator inside the media world that is running and saying, here's what's important. He's telling you, here's what is important to watch. That's not just sports. That's everywhere.
Wow.
There is a guy who is trying to get viewership, get clicks, get likes, get views, get ratings, and that is his focus. So take with a grain of salt everything that you see on television, because what you're seeing on television has all been approved by one guy or two guys or somebody else who is higher up, who is overruling these people that are reporting these stories. Even Stephen A. Smith has one guy above him overruling him, telling him what to talk about.
That's real talk.
Just for y'all information, that is what happens in this media world. So take with a grain of salt anything you see on television.
That's real talk, fam. I appreciate you for calling in, man. Integrity round here. That's what we do. Salute to you, sir.
Yeah. Salute.
Okay, we're gonna try this again. TT April.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
That's what I'm talking about. How you doing, Ladybug? What's going on? What the water tastes like over there, TT?
Oh, it feels like I've just had a bath in a nice hot spring. And then I get out of the hot spring and I put on my nice robe.
Luxury.
And I just grab a glass of just nice, cold, crisp water.
Water from Lake Minnetonka. From Lake Minnetonka. Oh, talk to him. Talk to him.
A great day in America.
React, please. I need to hear your reaction, TT. Please.
Oh, Voch, that game. I mean, I can't say anything different than any other caller have said. Like that grew up in front of our eyes. This game. He's a leader of men. He's general. He led that team into battle with your fourth string people and came out with a victory. That's what you want. That's your quarterback. That's your future.
That's your future. And
you don't get any better than that.
And these fair weather Cowboys fans worry about all the wrong thing, Miss April. Like Matt Ryan ain't playing football this week. Aaron Rodgers ain't playing football this week. You want to go with what works. And we have a situation that works. Young Rain Dakota Prescott works. And we should be celebrating this 10th win because it's hard.
Right.
It's hard to get one win in this league, and we just sealed up 10 of them. Didn't even have to get it, but the toughness for our quarterback to go seek the 10th one, it just speaks volumes of his intangibles. I'm proud to have him. I'm a fan of him.
And coming from 3-5. When you're, your back is up against the wall, you on there, you getting punched, you're up against, the ropes, and the Cowboys came out fighting. They never gave up. That team inside that locker room never gave up on each other. They didn't turn their back on Dak. They didn't turn their back on Jason Garrett. Even when we did, they stayed together. They stayed in the circle. They stayed in the huddle. They stayed, with one another. I'm a veteran. I'm prior military. I know what that feels like. We're always from boot camp on. You're only as strong as your weakest link. You're only as strong as your weakest link. You don't throw anybody behind. You don't leave anybody behind. When someone else is lacking, you get just that stronger, and you build with them, and you grow with them, and you go in and you do what you need to do. This is what the Cowboys are doing. They don't give up on each other. The defense didn't give up on the offense. They could have, but they didn't.
I tell you what,
the defense took the mantle and said, "Hey, we're going to lead this team. The offense is going to come along. We believe in them."
And we get the job done.
The Giants game.
Pulling each other up, we just get the job done. And even because this has happened a few times, even when you see the other team get the better of our defense, you see our offense step up and pick up the slack and get it done. I'm blown away by the effort of this team and the teamwork. Now, when it's time to watch film, I'm gonna wave my finger and start fussing at folk, but that's part of the motion. But as of this Monday, I can't be more proud of my guys. I'm so proud of them.
Oh yes, definitely. I'm proud. That's what I mean. I feel good. I don't have any worries. I'm not nitpicking over, this pass, that wasn't, caught, or this pass that was overthrown, and Cooper's not getting, the reps like he did, a month ago. I'm not worried about that. Everything is coming together. We're peaking at the right time. I'm excited. I just feel like this team's going to go far. I really do.
Absolutely.
I really do.
Well, we'll see. And we're going to be right here breaking it down, keeping y'all informed, letting you know what is and what ain't going on around here. And thank you so much for the donation too, building this thing up, getting this train going. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're always welcome. I said I'm not a fan. I am a subscriber, but I'm a student. So, when we call in and we come on, that's what we are. We're students of Voch Lombardi Film School.
Wow.
And I'm learning. Wow. Like I said, I'm a much better Dallas Cowboys fan because of you, because I can see things on the field now that I didn't see before. Wow. And I understand certain intricacies that, now I can see, kind of diagnose things that I couldn't before. As a matter of fact, and I said, I'm not going to hold you up, but Antoine Woods, during training camp, this is before he bust up Travis Frederick, he had number 64, and I was just watching some training camp stuff, and the way that you said to look at, offensive line and defensive linemen, I'm sorry, I have a cold, over a cold.
It's okay.
But he was hitting the bag, and I was looking at the guy, I was looking at him, and 91, who was Brian Price at the time, who's no longer on our team. But I was seeing the way that he hit the bag and the way he moved his feet and went to the other bag, hit the bag, and I'm like, he's your mantra, strength, speed, and ass whoop. He had those, he had that. I was like, who's this number 64? Yeah. I didn't know who he was. Yeah. And then he popped Travis Frederick. And I'm like, okay, who's this number 6? Everybody started talking about this 64. And who's this Woods guy? And then he started playing, and look what he's become, with Rod Marinelli. And I wouldn't have been able to see that in him or anyone else if it wasn't for you, because I could see the force that he hit that bag, the strength. Wow. the way that he shuffled his feet, the speed, and that attitude of when he hit that bag, it was street speed and ass whoop, and I could see it before I even knew who he was, and that's because of you.
What y'all know what they talking about? Wait a minute. Boy, Miss April, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. Thank you so much. You know, I'm just a sucker for kind words. You know, I don't really know how to really take them. I'm just taking it on the chin and just thanking you along the way. Thank you for just being a part of this.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm a student of the game, and I am a better fan. And if anyone wants to, just learn football, because I'm a female, I didn't grow up playing football, knowing football like that, but I'm learning, and it just makes the game so much better when you can intelligently look at certain things and read the field a little bit and say, oh, okay, this is why, this is happening. The O-line, I could see, okay, that O-line that they held up. And yes, he was being, pressured, but like I said, he grew up. He didn't have Zeke. He didn't have his Pro Bowl O-line, and he put that team on his shoulders, and he brought him through the victory. So,
Man.
I just love it.
Great call.
Thank you. I'm going to get the next caller in, and like I said, Victory Monday, and I'm loving it.
Dosky Woski. Thank you so much, Ms. April. Man.
Bye-bye.
Boy, I just get blown away. I get blown away by comments like this, man. This is crazy, boy. Boy. 719, what's happening? Who this?
Hey, Voch, this is Dave Golf Pro again.
What's up, Dave? What you got for what the water tastes like over there, Dave? Answer that first.
Well, I tell you what, I've been listening to you make that comment for a few weeks now, and water tastes good during the game, but I kind of like a little champagne at the end.
Oh, you better than me. React, please. What you got for the show? Tell me about your Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm the guy that talked to you about E.T. way back, and then I talked about running down, and I think I said Brett Favre accidentally instead of Aaron Rodgers.
It's all
you
good.
Corrected me on that.
It's all good. We know what you meant.
Anyway, I think there's some real interesting things that's going on here with this playoff season.
Okay.
I've been a Cowboys fan since 1968. Actually, the Ice Bowl game, and then the Baltimore Colt game that we lost with 8 turnovers in that game.
Crazy.
So I go back a long ways, so I've seen a lot of different types of setups for playoffs, and what I really like this year, we lost to Seattle a little bit earlier, okay? And typically, if you lose to them during the season, you get that you're on the edge more, when the playoffs get here. Right. And it goes both ways because we do have New Orleans on the other side of the zone too, and then L.A., who we lost to last year poorly. So when we get into the playoffs, I think we can take Seattle this first thing because we're on the edge and with momentum. And then if we move on beyond that, I think we're going to be an underdog. And I really like the way we set up as underdogs. That underdog mentality, it really does put us on edge. So we play a lot better. You want to make a comment on that?
I will say something as Cowboys fans that we got to go ahead and get ready for. I know it's kind of, we're looking for the best possible matchup. We're looking for the easier fight, so to speak. But in playoff football, ain't no more easy fights. So we're even if we are the underdog from here on out, that's just who we are. We're gonna have to deal with Russell Wilson. We're gonna have to deal with the Saints or the Rams, maybe. But I'll tell you what, they got to deal with us too. And if we walk in there as the underdog, then they're going. I hope they don't treat us that way, because we have playoff football formula. We have a nasty defense, a fast, young, nasty defense, aggressive. We have a nasty run game, best runner in the league. We got the league leading rusher and he ain't even play. He ain't even play this week. Still leading the league in rushing. And that's what travels, you know? So wherever we go, both sides of the coin going to be nasty. But no matter who we go up against, I feel good about our chances regardless. But ain't going to be no easy fights. That just is what it is, though.
Well, I like this matchup with Seattle, for one, because we've got Richard. So who knows how to defense Russell Wilson better than that?
Sure, totally
and
agree.
And then, we've been on the other side of that coin. Back when Sean Payton went to New Orleans, we got our asses whipped against New Orleans in that first matchup back against them. And then Indy, this couple weeks ago, that game did not set up for us well, with Eberflus. And then plus, you've got a cerebral quarterback that is relying on little quick hitters. And, man, they are playing good. The Colts are playing good. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them go a long ways on the other side of the bracket. And I thought that the game plan against Indy, we were a little suspect anyway, because of Van Der Esch and his youth, basically, and also Jaylon and his youth. I think back to when you broke down Van Der Esch in the game against Virginia College, back way before everything was going on. Yeah. And I'm like, man, he got trashed totally against Virginia. He wasn't even on the field. You remember that analysis you did against Virginia?
Yep, I remember.
And then you came back and showed analysis against Oregon, where he
didn't block
ran through holes and played great against Oregon.
They didn't block him in Oregon.
So anyway, Van Der Esch, I think he's grown so much, but he still has a little bit of trouble recognizing dealing with trash.
Sure.
But if he's got the ability to get there, he can get there. So anyway, I like him and Jaylon, with the opportunity of running down Russell Wilson, kind of like I talked about against Aaron Rodgers. So I like that too.
Just another point. Just another point you just kind of made me think about for a second. I think Jordan Lewis has been a very interesting utility player for us. Don't be surprised if on third downs Jordan Lewis is chasing Russell Wilson around. Don't be surprised. I just think that'll be an interesting wrinkle.
Put him in as a spy. I think that would work real well.
Absolutely.
You think about Russell Wilson and that first year in the playoffs against Washington, and I'm sure you were sitting there watching the same thing. But when they were on offense, the whole left side for him to do a run-pass option was wide open for him. And I'm like, why doesn't he just run the ball around the left side? Instead, he wasn't nearly as good a passer back then. And that's a game that RPG got injured in, and then Seattle came back and won the game at the end. But anyway, I worry about Russell Wilson from that standpoint and his running ability. And so that's a good point, man. If we get Lewis spying him, kind of like against Kamara, I mean, that was such a great game plan. So I like the idea of Richard actually controlling that and really thinking about that.
We'll see. That's going to be one of the bigger keys. When we pass rush, we have to be gap integral. If I'm D Law, I've got to really stay in C gap. If I'm Malik Collins, I got to pass rush. I got to stay in B gap. Antoine got to stay in A gap, because if you give Russell, too much room to the inside or outside, he'll take you for it. So I want Russell Wilson to throw. I don't want him moving around. I want him throwing from the pocket. I want to shut that run down, and I'll just take my chances with my corners versus their receivers.
Another thing, I don't think Russell Wilson has faced Randy Gregory in his current ability. So there's people coming around that right side on his blind side.
Talk to him, Dave. Talk to him.
He's got to keep an eye out that ear hole, I think, is what he's going to have to do.
Randy Gregory better not get 3 sacks this game. I lose my damn mind if Randy Gregory get 3 sacks this game. Oh, man. Appreciate it, Dave. Thanks for calling, man.
Hey, can I say just a couple more things?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Some of the key points on offense I want to talk about real quick. I really like that we did open up the offense on this. I'm just hoping that Linehan doesn't freeze up like he did earlier in the year, where we go 1 week and then the next week we freeze. Go 1 week and then the next week we freeze on play calling and opening it up. But now we've got the ammunition. I mean, we now have a tight end that can run up that seam, and this is really a big deal. Him running up the seam opens up a lot for everybody else.
Sure.
And then you look at Tavon and what Connor has done, man, that just really opens stuff up. So I like the idea that, in the red zone, we need to be able to get in the red zone and do a little more. And the way we've opened it up, maybe we're now, maybe Amari can do a little bit more in the red zone with the other options that we now have after this last game.
Sure.
But one option that I would like to explore and see what would actually take place, I don't know what Connor Williams' background is, like in high school, if he actually played fullback or he was a big boy already and played the line or whatever. But I would like to see them run a couple plays with him at fullback and lead Zeke. We're weak on the offensive line right now when we get down on the goal-to-goal situations. So I wouldn't mind seeing what would happen with that. If he's not starting, I can imagine him at a fullback running behind Zach. Okay, I really like the idea of that. And then maybe even you put Dak into a couple of option plays with him at playing fullback, and so you fake just like the old Oklahoma, run up the middle kind of a deal. You fake the fullback into the line, and you run around the right side and you pitch it to Zeke, because you can't stop Zeke going around wide when you got to respect the inside stuff. And then maybe Zeke, after he fakes a pitch, drops back 3 yards and then throws a quick little hitter in the corner of the end zone or something. So, that run-pass option off of a... But I would like to see Connor Williams possibly in that role. I mean, the Fridge did it okay.
That's a very interesting notion.
I mean, he's sitting on the bench now. He's on the bench if Suafila's in there, so let's get in goal line. Instead of putting 3 tight ends on the right side, where we're weak anyway, our tight ends don't have any push.
Yeah.
At this point, let's put Connor in the backfield and see what happens, or put him into that Joe Looney role, on the end, and let's go, 3 wide as far as offensive linemen. Something to get some strength back in the offensive line where we can push the ball in. Either that or get a leaper that can go over the top. We saw that happen against us.
Yeah, possibly.
Walter Payton.
Yeah.
Walter Payton over the top.
I feel you, Dave. It's gonna be 2019 football, so I hope it works out. If it works, I'll be the first one to tell you that you were absolutely right, sir. But it's an interesting notion. That's all you got.
I don't see Linehan doing anything like that. But
absolutely not.
Okay. Well, thanks, Voch.
Right.
I really enjoyed April. April was really great.
April's amazing, man. She's one of the pillars in this Dallas Cowboys YouTube community. We all thrive on our, I would say, self-employment kind of sorta, and we kind of live off these Patreon super chats donations. The more we get that, and we get more subs and numbers. We kind of live off this stuff. So I need
to join that side of it. So anybody else out there, let's get on the bandwagon and kind of donate a little bit here. I love your breakdowns back before the draft on the players that we got drafted.
Gotcha.
I loved what you did there. You'd find all out, because I'm big on, pulling up Tavon Austin and saying, okay, what did everybody do before they joined us? Who are we getting?
Right.
And so I knew who everybody was immediately and went onto YouTube to find everything I possibly could, all the highlight stuff that is out there on players. It's pretty fun to go in and just watch their highlight film and see what their potential is. And you did such a great job with Van Der Esch. I really appreciate that. So I'll be hitting you up here pretty soon.
Appreciate
I'll
it,
probably
Dave.
drop you a grant, though. I don't, I'm not like a $2, $4, $5 guy. I'm more like a grant guy. So I may drop you a 50. We'll see.
Hey, man, we gonna celebrate and you gonna dance at my wedding. You got me? Appreciate it, Dave.
Yeah, I hear you. Move me up on your list, on the phone call list.
Yes, sir. You are. You're super platinum now. You're Dave now. So
I appreciate that.
Yes,
I appreciate that. Hey, one more thing to April.
Mm-hmm.
April, I'm a veteran also, so I appreciate your service. And you said boot camp, so you must have been a Marine.
Let me just.
I don't know.
Let me just say this, man. I really enjoy building my rifles. I really appreciate my Second Amendment right, all my amendments, you know what I'm saying, all my rights, and I appreciate y'all for making that, you know what I'm saying, for making that possible for me, because I get on these channels and I talk a lot of shit that I'll probably get arrested for in Russia, so
I hear you.
So I appreciate y'all.
Well, I'm a golf pro. I played in 3 majors and that's what I do. I'm a golf pro. I'm an old golf. I'm 63 now. I'm an old golf pro. Mark keeps talking about how old he is. He's only like 51. So
I
don't know how he knows about those games from the late 60s though, because he couldn't have been but 2, 3, 4 years old. So he always talks that. I'm going to have to give him some trouble next time I call in.
I teach football to golf professionals. We expanding, y'all. We expanding. Thank you, Dave. Salute.
Thank you. I teach golf to lots of football guys. So, all right. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Man, boy, we got diversity everywhere. If you think about Key Twan from Memphis, then you think about Dave, the golf pro. Then you think about Miss April. Then you think about Pat from the hood, you know what I'm saying? I got respect everywhere. I got respect everywhere. What's up? What's good, Pat? What the water taste like?
Wins, baby?
What the water tastes like after this 10th win, man?
Man, I don't know, man. I don't even drink water no more. God damn it. I'm going to start drinking, damn it, with my wife or something, man. Everything tastes good right now. Even this damn rainwater in the Carolinas.
I'm talking about, man. Look, if it's raining in y'all location right now, go outside and just put your mouth in there and just let that cowboy rain water go all down your esophagus.
Just know y'all was second to the best, because I've been done that, baby. I've been doing that for the last minute, waiting for your ass to get me on the phone, man. I need to bring some of this energy in here.
You called in behind 3 platinum callers. When Miss April called in, everything stops. Everything stops moving when Miss April called in. So good luck, fam.
Damn.
Good luck,
Don't worry,
fam.
Nene. I still love you, girl. Don't worry, Nene. I'm here.
Oh boy, Pat, what you look, Pat, before you get me in trouble with my YouTube wife, tell me about your Dallas Cowboys, man. Tell me about your Dallas Cowboys, man.
Bro, I'm excited, man. I'm tired of the Dak hate. Still 10 damn wins, and damn didn't play with some starters yesterday and still pulled a win out, man. Even though that was a Giants Super Bowl, man, get off my quarterback's back, man. Damn. I mean, what this cat got to do, man? Like, man, the hate is so real, bro. It's like, man, I don't even want to watch YouTube no more, bro.
It seems like some of these Cowboys fans want style points. Like they see Pat Mahomes go out there and throw 400 yards, and they want our guy to throw for 400 yards. But man, like wins is how we measure quarterbacks. That's the variable that we live and die by. Wins and losses.
I know, but he's been winning. So why they keep downing this man?
Well,
he had a losing season yet.
Because I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of educating to do. But I'm fighting a good fight out here, man. I'm fighting a good fight.
You not alone, bro.
I'm fighting a good fight, brother. What else you got?
What was the vacation like, man? You had a good time, bro?
Man, Natchez, Mississippi, man. Got a chance to deal with a lot of family, man. Got a chance to cool out with them. A lot of personal family time. You know, when you young, you know, Christmas is more so about the material things, you know. But when you get older and they finally let you sit with the grown folk and they finally let you gallivant at the cool table, man, holidays are much better. You get to hear the grown people tell stories. You get to hear the grown jokes. You get to, you know what I'm saying? So the past
couple finally get to touch the floor of the chair.
You know what I'm saying? So the past couple years, I've been enjoying the adult side of Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels good for me. I told my mom this. It feels good for me that I'm on the other side of the gift giving. You know, a couple years ago I was on the young side of receiving. Now I just kind of get gifts for the babies, and we just kind of. You know, I don't need nothing for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Kathy got me a new blender as my mom. As my mom. Kathy got me a new blender. I'm excited about that. But man, seeing the kids have their little Christmas or whatever, that's dope for me and being able to chill with my people, man. So, you know, the holidays were amazing.
That's what it's about, man. It's really about, man. And when you get a little bit older, man, you're gonna start realizing, man. I hate to get off topic of football, man.
No, you good. It's your show. Go ahead.
I'm a real positive cat, man. You really start appreciating just the people around you and their health, man, because everybody's not promised tomorrow or tonight, if that. You know what I'm saying? So Just be happy you got them loved ones with you and they can share the moment and just, you know what I mean, bro? Just stay positive, man, and be there for your family, man, and just be that dude, man. That's what I try to do, man. Just be the rock, man.
100%, Mr. Wolf.
Hey, but let me give a shout out to my people, man.
Go ahead.
Nene, April, Mike Meticulous, you know, that's my boy, man. But he, for some reason, man, Voch, you know, we've been kicking it for a minute. He think I'm not an OG, man. Like I won't put a hit out on with my food stamp card, man. You know what I'm saying?
The problem is, look, the problem is Mike Meticulous is very meticulous. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna get the details first, and he need to see you prove it. He need to see the proof in the pudding before he, you know, fears your food stamp 1 wick hit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let me tell you something, baby. I'm from South Florida, baby. They call me the Waffle House and 7-Eleven. I'm always open if Mike want a business. No, I'm playing. That's my dog.
Mike cool, man. Mike cool. Oh,
hey, you already know, man. Hey, if I don't mess with you, man, have a good New Year, man. I'll still be in the chat, man. Much love, bro. Go Cowboys.
Yes, sir. Doski Woski. Salute.
Peace, Weezy.
Yeah. La da 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 da. Boy, all the platinum callers come in and it just pushed the platinum callers down the list, man. Dallas, my bad, man. You just called in behind a bunch of platinum callers, Dallas. My bad, fam. But look, Dallas, what the water tastes like over there, fam?
I mean, unfortunately, here in Florida, our water's toxic. But I mean, I haven't been drinking water to celebrate that Cowboys win yesterday. That win was incredible.
Great.
I went straight to the liquor store. Ooh. I got Maker's Mark, and I had plenty of Coke and whiskey. And now that's the only way I could celebrate that win.
Talk to us, Dallas. Tell us about your Dallas Cowboys, man. Please, if you don't mind, please.
Well, as you know, they're blessed to be named after me, so I expect nothing but the best from them.
Uh-huh.
And fortunately, they've been performing well, besides that stumble in Indianapolis. But no, in all seriousness, it's that game yesterday. I don't value, except for players like Zach Martin, who's been banged up, I didn't really value rest nearly as much as some people, because in 2014, we beat the living hell out of the Skins when we had everything locked up in 2014. And then, even though it wasn't perfect, we beat Detroit to actually win a playoff game. And if DeMarco Murray doesn't fumble against Green Bay, we very likely win that game. If Dean Blandino and the refs don't have one of the worst calls of all time, it's very possible we win that game, even though Aaron Rodgers would get the ball back. In 2016, we sat everyone and basically didn't have our starters play for 2 weeks. And similar to Oklahoma against Alabama this past weekend, we actually played better than Green Bay for 2.5 quarters, but we were down 21-0 before we start playing. So I personally don't value rest, except for players like Tyron and Zach, as much as other people, because especially with Dak, I've noticed, even in his rookie year, we played the Eagles the first time, that overtime thriller with Jason Witten caught the ball in the end zone for the touchdown. We came out lethargic after our bye. Dak does not seem, to come out of rest. He's a young quarterback. He's not Romo. He doesn't need rest days. Right. He doesn't seem to come out buys as good as others. He's not Tom Brady, who loves having a bye. That's why I want to play Dak. He seems to be better when he's kept in the groove and keeps going. And that game, that's the most impressed I've been with Dak in a while. Because I've pointed out last year, his main issue, Dak was on pace to have 30 passing touchdowns last year and 10 more rushing touchdowns.
True.
and then the offensive line got decimated. I pointed out that even when Zeke got back, the bigger issue was when Tyron was out. So to have Dak go out there with 4/5 of the line being backups, and at one point having a third stringer forced in, to perform like that, and he was not perfect. He still needs to figure out how to hit. He seems to hit wide receivers on the sideline better when they're covered than when they're open. I don't know. Maybe he's just scared to, like, it's too easy for him, I guess. But that Tony Romo style rollout, that final pass to Beasley, that was incredible. I was so hyped.
I think it's hard to find gamers, man. I think one of the easiest metrics we can find. One of the easier metrics when judging a quarterback is like arm talent or whatever. Like we can tell arm talent, we can tell if somebody can like throw the ball right. But just that gamer thing, it's rare. It's rare you find a those Baker Mayfield guys. You know what I mean? That just kind of do it.
Oh, Baker Mayfield.
Those Pat Mahomes guys, those Dak Prescott guys that just get it done. Those dudes are gamers, man.
That's the thing. Dak, you might not always be comfortable for the first 3 quarters, but when we're down and we had the ball back, I was honestly comfortable. Dak has shown that when it's clutch time, when it's time to go, he is insane. It's strange. Like, Dak just has that clutch gene in him. He is incredible when the game is on the line. He now has 14 game-winning drives. I think he's had like 16 chances, and he's 14-2. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Carson Wentz, I think, is like 2-6 in possible game-winning drive moments. And, like, that's the thing. Like, Dak, I don't call him tier 1, but he gets way too much hate. Honestly, if we look at the quarterbacks drafted in the last 3 years, this is my order. I put Mahomes number 1, Baker number 2, Watson number 3, and then a lot of people, and I understand Wentz from just a quarterback talent level, you can put him at number 4. But if the game's on the line, I'm putting Dak next because he just has that gamer in him that Wentz does not. And Goff will put up better stats, but I look at the situation. If Sean McVay was calling plays for Dak and we had the same offensive system where we use Zeke even more as a receiver like Todd Gurley, where it's not just dump off, but also using his hands, I think Dak would look even better in that system than Goff, while Goff with Linehan he wouldn't look as bad as he did with Jeff Fisher, but he would not look like he is now. And that's the key thing, is the situation around him. And that's why I keep pushing for a new offensive coordinator, a new offensive system. I think we now have some talent around him. If we can just get it where, Mitchell Trubisky, I would take Dak over Mitchell Trubisky easily. But you look at some of the plays they run in Chicago, they got wide receivers running wide open. They'll do a play action, and Mitchell Trubisky turns around. There's 3 receivers in the middle of the field with no one around them for 10 yards. Mm-hmm. And if we could just take that and mix it with our run game, this offense would get back to where it was in 2016 in a heartbeat.
Sure. And when I get into the whole, coaches debate or whatever, I really attack people on the whole Jason Garrett thing because I think people are unclear of what they're asking Jason Garrett of. But, people, if you can give me a good reason why you want to get rid of Linehan, I'll leave you alone because I kind of don't mind getting rid of Linehan, I think this offense can improve a lot. I think there's some small structural things that we can do that can improve this offense. I think if you hire Voch Lombardi, I had this damn thing right, but that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel. But if we can get some young mind up in here, and I know I said young mind because that's a little buzzword, but if we get a better offense coordinator up in here, I'm with that. I'll take that every day of the week.
Oh yeah, no. My Christmas gift for my brother this year actually is I flew out to Texas and we went to a game, and the seats were great. It was a great experience. Saw them again because I live in Tampa, so ironically I went out there for the Buccaneers game. Mm-hmm. and that was good. I know we're talking about Dak, and he deserves it because that was a hell of a game by him. I mean, no Zeke, no Tyron, no Frederick, no Martin, couple of drop passes and a fumble by his best receiver. Game on the line, pulls a Romo spin out. All the haters, bus drive that. Bus drive that, because that was incredible. Being at the Tampa Bay game, probably the most heartwarming story and just one of the most incredible stories is we got to keep, I know you talk about it, but we got to keep heaping praise on Jaylon Smith from where he's come from. Jaylon Smith has turned into one of the best off-ball linebackers in the league, and considering how so many people doubted he could ever play again, his story is incredible.
Hey, man, like, I remember watching film on Notre Dame, Jaylon Smith. I just remember, you know. And I remember the handful of things that I would talk about that he would, that'll make him better. Because it was him versus Miles Jack. And I really liked how Miles Jack engaged blockers. I like how nasty Miles got. And I was like, man, Jaylon Smith is about perfect. But if he can engage and start thumping people and pair that with the athleticism, Jaylon Smith would be a year better than Miles Jack. Now, I'll never be pat myself on the back guy. I don't get credit for being pat myself on the back guy. But, man, if y'all just see Jaylon Smith thumping with these damn offensive linemen, man, when y'all see Jaylon shoot hands and give these people whiplash and stuff like that, if you see Jaylon's physicality now, because he's had those peanut butter and protein sandwiches with a big glass of milk and a dumbbell sandwich. Like, if you see Jaylon Smith's athleticism now, he's not even athletic as he once was. He's not 100% yet. He's still not Notre Dame athletic Jaylon Smith, which is crazy. He's still got some healing to do. He'll be even better next year. Jaylon Smith going to be amazing for us. And the fact that we took a chance on him to go get him in the second, the front office ain't getting enough credit for that, man. Crazy to me. Crazy.
Our front office has done a great job drafting in recent years.
Let me write
this
down.
Honestly, the only ones that really hurt me is 2017, where he took Ryan Switzer when Scott Linehan had no idea how to use him. And we could have gone like George Kittle or Desmond King. Because I don't know if you remember, pre-draft, Desmond King was my guy.
Yeah.
I was like, Desmond King, forget his 40-yard draft. And he's become a top 10 corner now. Everyone was like, oh, look at his 40 time. I said, I don't care. He runs like 4.5, maybe a 4.6 flat. But it's usually 4.5s on tape. And great hands, reads the quarterback, great in zone, great in man, tackles perfect. And the Chargers got an absolute steal in the fifth. Like, he's one of the few players who are non-Cowboys that would probably buy a jersey if I had a bunch of money.
Top 10, top 10 corner is a bit much, but I love, but I love Desmond King too. But top 10 corner, come on. Oh, I would have to write that down and see, but I feel you. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. And then Jarwin had a great game. I don't know if he can keep it up, because I remember Kittle was. I was been putting out good tight ends lately, because I do remember he was one of those guys I was interested in. And then the 49ers got him the fifth, and now he's had a great year, especially considering that Jimmy Garoppolo's been out the entire year. So that's the thing. It will be interesting to see what Jarwin does forward, because honestly, my top target in round 2, since we don't have a first-round pick, and I know you haven't watched a lot of film yet, but when you get around the tight ends, I'm actually more interested in T.J. Hawkinson than I am Noah Fant, because with Jason Garrett, the system, they want tight ends who can block. And T.J. Hawkinson has great hands and he has good speed, but he's also great at blocking.
Yeah,
he would fit perfectly with our system.
TJ's he's very much so a better blocker technical wise. Plus I think he's a little more tenacious. This is the problem, right? And you're totally right here. TJ is very athletic. The problem is Noah Fant runs past cornerbacks and safeties. You know what I mean? Like, he's super athletic. That's the only problem. But TJ can run. TJ can run and he can catch. My whole thing here though is I think we're fine at tight end though. I just think it takes time for tight ends to be great. You know, if you look at George Kittle. George Kittle was cool last year, but he nasty this year. OJ Howard was cool last year, but he's nasty now. You know what I mean? Well, he's hurt now, but he was nasty this year. I just think it takes time. You know, these tight ends got to grow and they got to, you know, it takes so much to grow and learn for these guys, you know?
I agree with you. I agree with you there. That's why I'm interested to see if Jarwin can keep it up.
Yeah.
I like Swaim as like the second tight end because Swaim's like he's not great at anything, but he can do all the roles in a bit. But that is the thing I'm interested with Jarwin because I feel like a legitimate red zone tight end could, you know, that's with Amari Cooper running routes, with Beasley in the slot, with Gallup emerging. Tight end in the red zone is what we need. And we saw Jarwin. We saw what happens when we have a tight end that can catch the ball in the red zone yesterday. I want to see if we can get more consistency from him. And you are right about Noah Fant being an incredible receiving threat. He's my number one tight end this draft. Sure. But he's also probably going to be drafted in the first round. And we're probably going to – our pick's not going to be before pick, 56, I guess. So it's going to be hard to get him. But there's a lot of tight ends. There's a lot of talent that I think will be in round 2 this year.
Yep. I'll probably watch a little more film in the upcoming months. I dropped a gang of it for the holiday season. I dropped like 6 film sets while I was out of town or whatever. So yeah. I definitely got a lot more work to do, especially on the Cowboys end, considering we're going to be drafting at the back of the second. That's going to be our first pick or whatever. But hey man, we'll see. Let's get these playoffs out the way first, then we'll get into the draft. Appreciate it, Dallas.
Yeah. See you, man. Have a nice day.
Doski, Woski. Man, we got one call left, man. They just been waiting so patiently, man. I hate that they've been waiting so long, man. But 757, who this?
What's going on, Voch, man? Just listening to everybody, man. So fresh and so clean today, man. The water over here in the 757, man, has an extra tingle like a York peppermint patty. You know what I'm saying, my friend?
He ain't saying York peppermint. Is he slurping a straw? He's slurping the damn straw.
Sipping it down smooth, my brother. Sipping it down smooth.
He's sipping the damn straw. He sipped the straw. My man. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man.
That's an intro right there. Look, tell me about your Dallas Cowboys, though, dog. Tell me about your
Hey, man, listen, man. They 10-6, man. 7-1 in the last 8, man. You can't say nothing bad about them, man. Your quarterback does what your quarterback does, man. I called you guys a couple weeks back, you and Law, man, and talked about them tight ends, man. But can I get some love? Can I get some M'Baku for my tight end Blake Jarwin? Can I get a little bit of that, my brother? Can I get some?
Shit, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns for Blake Jarwin. Hell wrong with y'all.
3 touchdowns.
Hell wrong with y'all.
Hey, man, I told you, man, once you get the middle of the field opening with that, man, the sky's the limit from the young, And we need to start giving respect to people's names, Voch, you top notch, man. But I don't ever call that guy wears number 11 in Atlanta. I call him
Quintaris Jones.
Quintaris Lopez, Julio Jones. I give that man respect. From this point forward, man, we don't talk about my quarterback until we give his whole government name. Man.
Rain Dakota.
Rain Dakota
Prescott.
That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback, man. That's my quarterback. I got to ride with him, man. I got to run with him. And we just got to do everything we got to do just to go to the next place, man. I don't, everybody's looking Super Bowl, like I've said from the beginning, man. I'm just tired of this NFC Championship drought. Get me to the NFC Championship. Let me get to the NFC Championship. Let the chips fall where they may, man. And if I get to the bowl, I get to the bowl. I've been around for all five wins. I'm just tired of this drought with the NFC Championship. Let them go do what they got to do. They got some big decisions down the road, man. Man, but I'm loving this feeling of being in the playoffs, man. Love this playoff feel, man.
Man. I know it's fun to get to the playoffs, but it's going to be stressful being in them. You know what I mean? So we should all be one big happy family, stick together, and hey man, go on this ride and just be happy for what it is, man. Let's see how far we can get here. Everybody feels good about this team, man. I'm ready for big. I'm 26 years old, man. I miss the glory days. These are my glory days. These are my glory days.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right, man. You came at the end. You came when all the confetti finished dropping it, man. And Michael and them was in the White Room doing their thing, in the White House doing their thing.
Doing their thing.
Missed them days.
I missed them.
I missed that.
Yeah.
But man, like everybody has said, man, and man, I ain't trying to pat you back too hard, man. But you and Law, you catch your top flight, man. But you are educating the nations to see some different things that they're not seeing because they're not watching the tape. They're not sitting and watching different things that have to come along with it. But man, your following, man, will continue to grow, bro, because you just laying down the facts, man. But the one thing I wanted to kind of get you to elaborate on, or kind of get you to break this thing open for me, is the defense. The last couple of weeks, as we've seen, is it been more to the fact of people start getting the blueprint on it. As everybody said before you got to this point where you're at with your podcast, you were the draft breakdown guy. So I watched all your breakdowns of so many different guys, man. And my question is, with the defense coming the way they're coming now, with the emergence of my man 94, Gregory, and the lack of that inside push that we're not getting on. We're getting it, but I don't think we got the waves in the inside push, because to beat Russell, you got to keep him in the well. You can't let him out of the well. I think with Randy coming off that right, these all going to be nasty and hungry coming off that left. But that push up the middle, will it be Reed, Collins, and Antoine Woods, and my boy Crawford? Is that going to be enough to kind of get that extra push up the middle, man, to keep Russell in the pocket and give us a chance to be able to guys down? Just want to get your thoughts on that, brother.
I think the one techs in this game are going to be the most pivotal pieces of the defense, because they're going to have to seal up the double teams. When we get double teams in A gap, then we get one-on-one situations in B gap. I like Malik Collins one-on-one with anybody. I like Tyrone Crawford one-on-one with anybody. The outside guys are going to do their thing. Yeah. But, man, this will be a good game for David Irving to come back and do David Irving things,
Man, preach, brother.
And I can't count on him. And look, to be fair, he probably not going to be a Cowboy this year. But if we only got that son bitch for 4 more games, boy, these the 4 to have them. These the 4 to have them.
Man, give me 4 games and 15 plays and 40 games, man.
Next year he can go play for the 49ers. He can go rap. He can bag groceries. He can cut hair. He can do whatever the hell he want to do. But for these next 4 games, these next 4 games, I done already gave his spot up. I done already gave his spot up to the next draft pick that we gonna draft. I know we gonna draft a damn 3 tech this year at some point.
You gonna get one of the monsters. You gonna end up messing around getting that 3rd or 4th best guy out of Clemson.
You know what I'm saying?
Second round pick. What of them fighting jokers? One of them or one of, I don't think Alabama's got one, but one of them 4 guys off of Clemson D line. Dropped them and plugged them at D1 at the one technique. Turn around, give him a year with Leon Lett and and the great Rod. It'll happen. And man, shout out to you, man, by saying that about Rod Marinelli, man, because that joker has been making daggum meatloaf out of daggum fried bologna for 5 years, man. For 5 freaking years, man. He been making magic happen with cats, man, that ain't even in the damn league no more. And now he finally get a sprinkling of talent across the board. And, man, we're afraid to let Chris Richard walk out the building, which I don't want it to happen.
Sure.
But the only question has to go back when people are saying, okay, Rashard was the guy that implemented the strategy of moving Byron Jones from safety to corner. But at the end of the day, you still got to we like Jeff Heath, but we know that can be an upgrade from Jeff Heath.
Hey, you know what, though? I don't even like the damn vocabulary of that. Chris Richard implemented the strategy. He made a suggestion. Goddamn, Chris Richard made a suggestion. Rod Marinelli took George Selvey, Jeremy Mincy, Jack Crawford, and Terrell McClain and made it work. We took Anthony Hitchens Anthony Hitchens and Keith Brooking, and we've upgraded all those spots. Morris Claiborne and Brandon Carr.
Morris Claiborne, Brandon Carr.
Gerald Sensabaugh. That man took Gerald Sensabaugh and made it work. Of course it's going to look different when you finally give Paul Rod Marinelli some talent. Of course it's going to look better.
Yeah, get him some studs. Get him some studs and they can run, man. But that's what we're looking at, man. We're just looking at the emergence. I don't even want to work. I just want to wait till after we make this run before we start talking about anything about who we kicking off the bridge, all that other stuff. All I need these cats to do, man, is be like Voch, have that speed, power, and ass whoop, go into next week, go do their thing, man. Let's go get this done, man. Hey, man, salute to you, man. You my dude, man. I've been following you for a minute, bro, and I had to get on here with Victory Monday and go ahead and get a nice, cool, refreshing sip of my water here in the 7.5. Let me get a little sample of that taste.
Go ahead. I'm talking about. What's your name, dog?
He go down so smooth.
What's your?
It's great. It's Christopher. It's Christopher, man, and you my dude, dog. Brother, you show.
Let me go ahead. let me go ahead and type you in as platinum, man. We're gonna put Chris. Chris, you platinum now, man. You platinum as hell, man. What's you gonna call
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Salute.
That's for the call. Oh boy. Chris was inquisitive about the Alabama's D-line. Voch been saying for a while now that Quentin Williams is the best player in the draft. I know a lot of people recently on the Quentin Williams bandwagon, but Voch knows. Voch knows and the film don't lie. Anyway, we took a lot of callers today. We had a very, very active show today. Sometimes we don't have callers and we do sound bites and stuff like that, but I think we had a pretty productive reaction to Victory Monday. I think we got a lot done today. We talked about our quarterback, how impressive he was. We talked about our running back, who's the league leading rusher. Okay, he got the rushing title. 2 years Zeke got the rushing title. He ain't even play week 17. That's crazy. It's crazy. 2016, 2018, got the rushing title. Didn't even play the last damn game of the season. That says something to me. It says something to me. We touched on our receiver, Amari Cooper. He may not have gotten as many catches as his breakout games, but that's what happens. You break out and the league adjusts. It just happens that when they adjust, we're able to run the ball a little better. We're able to get B's incorporated now. Blake Jarwin can have 3 touchdowns and shit. You know what I mean? Just different little things like that. We touched on Blake Jarwin and his 3 touchdowns, him controlling the seams and becoming a red zone threat. We touched on this. We touched on coaching staff on both sides. We talked about Jaylon, Vandy. Talked about Sean, Antoine Woods, Randy, D-Law. Who we ain't talking about today? Talk about our secondary. This was a pretty comprehensive show today. Pretty comprehensive show. I want to let everybody, celebrate this thing, man. It's hard to get a win. It's hard to get a win in the league, but damn it, we got 10 of them. That's special. It's special and it's to be celebrated. It's not easy. Celebrate the rest of the day. Tomorrow we get back to work. Depending on if they drop the film later tonight, we'll get back to work. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I jump right in the fire as soon as the All 22 drops. So you may get filmed tonight, but you'll definitely get filmed tomorrow. We got to get back to work. We got to fix some mistakes. I've got to look over some things, and I'll show y'all what I looked over, and we can learn together. We'll go from there. And it is what it is, man. I want to appreciate everybody for coming through. I haven't even had a moment of rest. I've just driven from Natchez, Mississippi, all the way to Houston, Texas. Didn't take a nap. I just ate a ate a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and hop right on with y'all. Cause I fool with y'all. That's what we do. But thanks to everybody in the chat box. Let me go to my super chats and thank them one more time. I know I got an email while this thing was buzzing. Give me 30 seconds. Derek Mayer. He dropped a donation in the PayPal. He says Zeke halfback pass coming in the red zone. He's calling it right now. He says that Zeke is going to throw his first touchdown in the playoffs. That is interesting. Shy Jacks Records. Drop a deuce in the super chat. Salute to you. Paco3785, drop a deuce in the super chat. Thank you. Toot, drop 7. Appreciate you. Desmond, drop 5. Salute to you, sir. Chaz dropped a deuce in a super chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate the donations. Appreciate Miss April. Appreciate all y'all. Hey man, I'm just having fun, man. I'm out here having fun. Shouts out to Desmond. Shouts out to Desmond. Shouts out to Derek. We're having fun here. Football season flies, man. Football season flies. We only guaranteed 16. We got a little more than that. We're thankful for that. Let's try to be great fans. Let's try to be great fans, and let's try to influence those that are asleep. You know what I mean? You know the fans that are asleep. You know them ones that them ones. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna talk y'all head off. I'm probably gonna go take a nap, and by the time I wake up, the daggum film will be there, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. All right. That being said, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski. The Peasky Whiskey is very much so implied. Mbaku. Salute y'all. Peace.